Chapter 1461. Antares is really beyond. Lin Mo Yu, who had just returned to Fortress No. 1, suddenly felt a trace of strangeness, as if someone was spying on him. This feeling came very strangely, arising inexplicably, and being sensed by the soul. The soul sensed that the peeping came from a distant place, as if breaking through the limitations of space and time, descending directly. Unable to find the source of the peeping, he felt very strange in his heart. Wearing Kai Huo's appearance, Lin Mo Yu showed a strange expression, making the fierce-looking Kai Huo even more ferocious. When he left the teleportation array, many people subconsciously took half a step back, avoiding this guy. Lin Mo Yu felt helpless about this. Over the past few days, there were fewer people in Fortress No. 1. But it was still more than when he first came to the battlefield. If he dared to restore his original appearance, he would definitely be surrounded again. After much deliberation, it seemed best to flaunt around in Kai Huo's appearance. Zhu Qiwu had already reported the mission for him, so he didn't need to go to the mission center again, he could just wait for the Human Emperor Network's information. When the time came, the second chain mission would be completed. Currently, there was about a year and a half before the 4-star region competition began. He had a relatively free schedule for the remaining time, and he could do whatever he wanted. Lin Mo Yu went straight to the living area and entered a restaurant. Having narrowly escaped death this time, he needed to relax and unwind. Moreover, his successful advancement to 5th grade soul was worth celebrating. Lin Mo Yu sensed the comings and goings of cultivators, and he chose a window seat with a view of the outside. No one sat around him. When people came over and saw Lin Mo Yu's appearance, they walked away and chose other seats. This was good, as it brought peace and quiet. Lin Mo Yu poured himself a glass of wine, but his attention was focused on his soul world. The soul body sat in the center of the world, the purple jade soul emitting a powerful aura. He was the king of this world, the master of this world. In the soul body's hands, he held a special coffin, the coffin of slumber. Lin Mo Yu had not personally refined many items in his life, but the most painstaking was the coffin of slumber. Within the coffin of slumber, 4 loved ones slumbered. The coffin of slumber had paused their lives, waiting for Lin Mo Yu to restart their journey. The soul gently caressed the coffin of slumber, "We will meet soon." After downing a mouthful of strong liquor, his thoughts returned to reality. With a slight movement of the soul, the world suddenly became noisy. Lin Mo Yu's soul quality was too high, and his sensitivity had surpassed even divine venerables. As long as he was willing, all the movements inside and outside the restaurant could not escape him. Even if someone used soul transmission to speak, Lin Mo Yu could intercept the transmission content if he wanted to. Lin Mo Yu began to formally examine his changes. A 4th grade soul advancing to a 5th grade soul was a huge transformation. When soul power surged, thin lines appeared in space. These thin lines had different colors, intertwined and entangled with each other, yet each was independent. These were the lines of law. After the soul reached the 5th grade purple jade soul, Lin Mo Yu could clearly sense the true state of the law's existence. He could see the laws, feel the laws, pulsations, and more easily comprehend the laws. From now on, the laws were no longer ethereal existences, most of the laws had materialized before his eyes. He could easily master a certain law in a short time. Although not mastering them too deeply, using them to grasp the superficial was not a problem. Lin Mo Yu finally understood why Antares could master so many laws. Because Antares was in the other shore realm, Antares could also see the laws, so mastering them was effortless. Now his own soul had reached this level. He retracted his soul power, and the lines of law disappeared from sight. Now was not the time to comprehend the laws, and Lin Mo Yu was not interested in these low-level laws. Lin Mo Yu had his own plans and goals. After reaching Divine Venerable, he wanted to comprehend the laws of space and the laws of time, and if possible, add the laws of chaos. Seek refinement, not quantity, and maintain balance. Lin Mo Yu himself comprehended the laws of the 1st echelon. If he were to comprehend the laws of the 2nd or even 3rd echelon, it would break the balance. It would be harmful to Lin Mo Yu, not beneficial. In his soul perception, Lin Mo Yu heard countless voices. As the time for the 4-star region competition approached, discussions about the 4-star region competition began to increase. In a large number of conversations, Lin Mo Yu collected a lot of information about the 4-star region competition. Combined with the information in the Human Emperor Network, he had a more intuitive understanding of the 4-star region competition. In the year before the official start of the competition, each life star system would begin its preliminaries to determine the personnel representing the star system. Star systems were divided into high, medium, and low. High star systems had 10 spots, medium star systems had 6 spots, and low star systems had only 3 spots. Regardless of the level of the star system, the number of cultivators was extremely large, often numbering in the millions. But the number of spots was pitifully small, so the competition would be very fierce. Especially those high star systems, although there were a few more spots, the number of cultivators was also greatly increased, so the difficulty was actually greater than that of low star systems. Someone had once thought of going to a low star system to participate in the auditions and compete for the spots in the 4-star region competition. After all, people in high star systems were generally stronger than those in low star systems. But those who had this idea were eventually disqualified. The entire process was supervised by the Human Emperor Network, and you couldn't do whatever you wanted. Everyone had their own star system affiliation, and you couldn't rob other star systems of their spots. In addition to the spots for each star system, the Domain Lord also had 10 special spots. These 10 special spots, plus the people sent by the War God Temple to participate, were known as seed players. They didn't need to participate in the preliminaries of each star system and could directly participate in the finals. It was just that these spots were even more difficult to obtain, and the decision-making power was completely controlled by the Domain Lords. As for the War God Temple spots, don't even think about it, outsiders couldn't interfere at all. Lin Moyu knew that one of the 10 spots in Zhu Tian's hands was his own. He didn't need to participate in any preliminaries and could directly participate in the finals when the time came. Since Lin Moyu came to the Great World, he had always been active in the Vermilion Bird Star region and had not left the Vermilion Bird Star region. The 4th level authority also determined that he could not see detailed information about other star regions. This 4-star region competition was indeed an opportunity to see other star regions. The human race was a huge race, with vast star regions and countless people. Not to mention anything else, even the cultivation methods were somewhat different from each other. Like the power of faith, although it was one of the original powers of the human race, the Azure Dragon Star region truly brought the power of faith to the extreme. The Vermilion Bird Star region where he was located believed more in its own laws, only regarding the power of faith as an auxiliary. The remaining White Tiger Star region and Black Tortoise Star region were more mysterious, and Lin Moyu didn't know their specific information. He had only occasionally heard that the Black Tortoise Star region seemed to be good at manufacturing puppets and various war weapons. Most of the human race's warships, as well as many powerful magic treasures, came from the Black Tortoise Star region. Specific information would have to wait until his authority reached level 5 before he could understand. 5th level authority, it should be soon. A familiar prompt sounded in his ear. Lin Moyu happened to pick up his wine glass, and the corners of his mouth curled slightly. The mission reward had arrived. Chapter 1462, Private Mission from the Jade Family Ancestor. The Human Emperor Network's voice sounded in his ear, very beautiful and pleasant. Complete battlefield mission. Exploration of Area 9 to 58. Completion. Perfect. Reward. 50,000 mission points, 5 million ordinary points, 2 contribution points. Because the mission in Area 9 to 58 is the first completion, an additional 50,000 mission points and 5 million ordinary points are rewarded. Obtaining a full 100,000 points from one mission was completely beyond imagination. Lin Moyu had his own ideas for why he could get such a high reward. He felt that it was not because of some perfect completion, nor was it because he was the first to complete the mission. The main reason is the task itself, which is related to the ancient times. Being able to obtain information from the ancient times and bring it back will greatly increase the rewards. The ancient times are the key point, and the human race's higher-ups place special importance on what happened in the ancient times. The contribution points are also due to this. But then the question arises, why do the human race's higher-ups value the ancient times so much? It shouldn't be just the human race's higher-ups. Zhu Qiwu mentioned that the higher-ups of all races are pursuing information about the ancient times. There must be a reason for this, but what exactly is it for? Lin Mo racked his brains but couldn't figure it out. Perhaps only when you reach that level can you truly understand, Lin Mo said with a hint of self-deprecation. Unknowingly, he seemed to have thought too far again. A pair of delicate jade feet entered his sight, and Lin Mo slowly looked up at the person coming. Why are you here? Kai Huo's appearance and gentle voice created a very obvious sense of tearing. Yu Ju's expression showed a hint of strangeness, and she was very unaccustomed to it. She came to Lin Mo's front and sat down, smiling charmingly. If the captain doesn't come to me, am I not allowed to take the initiative to come to the captain? Lin Mo drank his wine and did not respond to Yu Ju's words. Yu Zu must have something to ask him. Yu Zu sighed helplessly. Captain, you are good at everything, except you lack humor. Okay, I really have something to ask the captain. Lin Mo looked at her, signaling her to continue. Yu Zu looked around. Captain, why don't we change places to talk? There are many people here. Even if she uses soul transmission, she can't guarantee that people won't hear it. She knows that some powerful divine venerables have this ability. Lin Mo said, no need, just say it directly, no one can hear it. As he spoke, Lin Mo's soul moved, and an invisible soul force enveloped the two of them. Yu Zu only felt that the surroundings became extremely quiet, the outside sounds could no longer be heard, and their voices could not be transmitted either. Hee, the captain still has a way. She directly flattered him, but unfortunately Lin Mo, this straight steel man, didn't appreciate it. Yu Zu said helplessly, and said the business, I just received an order from the ancestor, wanting the captain to do a task. The wine glass stopped at his mouth. The Yu family is a huge family, the inheritance is extremely long. Whether in wealth, intelligence, or power, they are very powerful. The key is that they are extremely low-key. Unlike some families, their reputation is significant. Without reaching a certain level, you will not know the existence of the Yu family at all. Lin Mo guessed that there must be a powerhouse in the Yu family who is at the other shore realm. The ancestor in Yu Ju's mouth is very likely to be a powerhouse at the other shore realm. Lin Mo thought a lot in an instant. He still didn't speak, signaling Yu Zu to continue. Yu Zu understood Lin Mo's character and continued, Captain, don't worry, we won't let the captain do it for nothing. The ancestor sent the task to the Human Emperor Network, and the captain can directly take the task from the Human Emperor Network. And this task is exclusive to the captain, only the captain can take it. The ancestor said, whether to take it or not is up to the captain, he will not force the captain. Lin Mo understood the meaning of Yu Ju's words, so you don't know what the specific task is. Yu Ju's pretty face blushed. Captain, don't expose me. After talking for a long time, it turned out that Yu Zu was just a messenger. Lin Mo smiled slightly. Then do you know why your family's ancestor asked me to do the task? Yu Zu said, the ancestor didn't say it clearly, but the general meaning is that the captain just completed a task that others couldn't complete, and the ancestor felt that this task he issued can only be completed by the captain. Lin Mo pondered for a few seconds, drank the wine before saying, whether to take it or not is up to me. It seems that this task is not safe. Yu Zu nodded her head. I think so too, so the captain cannot take it. Let's go see it first. There is still more than a year before the 4-star region competition. It should be enough time to do a task. As for the danger, which task is not dangerous, the key is to see if the rewards are enough. Lin Mo paid the bill and left the restaurant. Yu Zu followed closely behind Lin Mo. The two walked towards the mission center, gaining a lot of attention along the way. Lin Mo, with Kai Huo's appearance, was bare-chested, revealing his strong muscles. It looked a bit wild, like a fierce beast. But Lin Mo faintly exuded a noble aura, giving people an invisible sense of oppression. When people saw him, they unconsciously avoided their eyes. And the beautiful Yu Zu was like a bird, obediently following Lin Mo, with a happy smile on her face. The two were definitely a beauty and a beast, reaping a lot of attention. Yu Zu smiled happily. Captain, don't you think this is more eye-catching? Lin Mo nodded. It doesn't matter, as long as they don't surround us. Yu Zu asked, Captain, can you tell me, how did you think of turning into this appearance at that time? This person left a deep impression on me. Lin Mo told the truth. Although he only had one encounter with Kai Huo's unique appearance left a deep impression on him. So at that time, he turned into Kai Huo's appearance. It seems that the effect is not bad. Yu Bai was a little surprised. There are really people who look like this. It's really amazing in the world. Captain, then haven't you thought about turning into someone else's appearance? But then again, the captain's skin is really good, it feels like a magic weapon. Captain, you know, recently many people have returned to their star systems. There are many people here now. It is estimated that in a while, it will be a half less. The preliminary round of the 4-star region competition is about to begin. Are you going back, Captain? Yu Zhu was like a lark, chattering non-stop. Lin Mo listened quietly and didn't speak. After Yu Zhu finished talking about the 4-star region competition, she talked about some things that happened recently. Captain, do you know? Something big happened recently. Xiao Sheng appeared again. He disappeared for hundreds of years, and he actually appeared again. And as soon as he appeared, he went to the 10th war zone and killed a Golden Eagle race's Divine Venerable. We got the news that Xiao Sheng has been promoted to Divine Venerable, and he is a very powerful Divine Venerable. I didn't expect that after disappearing for so many years, Xiao Sheng originally went to retreat and break through to Divine Venerable. Lin Mo didn't expect Xiao Sheng to make a comeback so quickly. He originally thought that he would have to wait another year and a half. Xiao Sheng really kept his word, saying that he would kill 100 enemy Divine Venerables for himself, and bring the Divine Venerables' heads back to give to himself. It seems that he really did it. Yu Zhu said, I don't know whether Xiao Sheng and the captain are more talented. I think the captain is more powerful. After all, he is already over 1,000 years old. Yu Zhu's eyes were full of admiration for Lin Mo. No one is better than Lin Mo. Chapter 1463. To accept or not to accept is not the question. Privately issued tasks are different from ordinary tasks. Ordinary tasks give a general information, give corresponding rewards, and the detailed content of the task needs to be seen after taking the task. Moreover, after taking the task, you can't regret it. The result is only completion and failure. When taking ordinary tasks, in addition to testing the cultivator's ability to judge, there is also a certain element of luck. In the process of cultivation, luck is very important. Many people are extremely talented, but their luck is not good, and as a result, they die halfway. But the current private task is not like this. The private task issued by the Yu family's ancestor has made all the information clear. Whether to take it or not is up to their own will. The rewards for the mission were rich, so rich that Lin Mo Yu found it hard to refuse. Special mission. Enter Area 1003 and find the lost magical treasure. Little friend Lin, the Yu family has lost a magical treasure in Area 1003, and we hope little friend Lin can retrieve it on our behalf. Area 1003 exists in a very special form, and the physical body cannot enter it. After the magical treasure was lost, my Yu family sent many Divine Venerables to search for it, but all failed, and 2 Divine Venerables died in it. From the information we obtained from 07, the stronger the soul, the higher the probability of survival inside. Regardless of whether you can retrieve the magical treasure, the Yu family will pay the corresponding price. Mission reward. Basic reward of 50,000 mission points. If the mission item is brought back, an additional 100,000 mission points will be added, plus a Divine Venerable Realm magical treasure. The reward was simply too generous. As long as he accepted the mission and went to Area 1003, even if the mission was not completed, he could still get 50,000 mission points. 50,000 mission points would allow Lin Mo Yu to raise his authority to level 5. For Lin Mo Yu, it was also a small temptation. If the mission could be completed successfully, it would add an extra 100,000 mission points, as well as a Divine Venerable Realm magical treasure. Lin Mo Yu was very clear about how precious a Divine Venerable Realm magical treasure was. Don't look at his current net worth of more than 600 million points, it's not enough to buy a Divine Venerable Realm magical treasure. The cheapest Divine Venerable Realm magical treasure starts at 1 billion points. It can be seen that the Yu family's ancestor has paid a great price this time. Such a high price naturally also represents the difficulty of this mission. An area that the physical body cannot enter, and only the soul can enter. Even Divine Venerables have fallen in it, and he will definitely face danger if he goes there. Lin Mo Yu weighed the pros and cons, and Yu Zhu's voice came from his ear, Captain, how is it? She didn't know the specific information of the mission, but she saw that Lin Mo Yu seemed a little troubled. Lin Mo Yu was indeed troubled. If he accepted, with his character, he would definitely want to do his best to complete the mission, and it was impossible to deliberately fail. He wouldn't do this for a mere 50,000 points. But the risk was also a link that must be considered. Although the Divine Venerable treasure was good, what if he lost his life? Lin Mo Yu couldn't make a decision for a while. Looking at Yu Zhu's big blinking eyes, Lin Mo Yu whispered, let me think about it. Yu Zhu said oh, and stopped disturbing Lin Mo Yu. The magical treasure lost by the Yu family was a soul magical treasure, and it was a very high-level soul magical treasure. Its level is at least high-level divine venerable realm, or even other shore realm. Otherwise, it would not be worth spending such a price. Moreover, Lin Mo Yu guessed that this magical treasure, in addition to its high level, would also have some special effects. The Yu family had divine venerables who had entered, some came out, and some died. Divine venerables with strong souls eventually came out alive. This is a very crucial piece of information, indicating that the danger inside cannot easily kill divine venerables. It also shows that the divine venerable's 4th grade soul cannot complete the mission. There must be other shore realm experts in the Yu family, but why don't the other shore realm experts go? Although other shore realm experts cannot recklessly take action on the battlefield, it does not mean that they cannot act on the battlefield. Is it also because of some kind of restriction that they can't get in? And he is only at the 5th grade soul, and his real realm is not even divine venerable, so he will not be restricted. While Lin Mo Yu was thinking, he suddenly received a message from Zhu Qiwu. Lin Mo Yu said to Yu Zhu, "Wait for me here, I will be back soon." Yu Zhu said oh, and responded obediently. Lin Mo Yu quickly left the mission center and met Zhu Qiwu outside the mission center. Zhu Qiwu looked at the sky, Lin Mo Yu understood, and the two flew into the sky and left fortress number 1. Standing in the void, Lin Mo Yu asked, "Senior, do you have something to ask me?" The two had just separated not long ago, and Zhu Qiwu came over again, there must be something. Zhu Qiwu asked, "Did the Yu family's ancestor send you a private mission?" Lin Mo Yu nodded, "Senior is here for this matter." Zhu Qiwu went straight to the point, "Did you accept it?" Lin Mo Yu said, "I'm considering it, does Senior think I should accept it?" Zhu Qiwu whispered, "Consider whether to accept it yourself. I'm just here to tell you that the Yu family's power is very great, and this soul magical treasure is very important to the Yu family." In 2 simple sentences, Lin Mo Yu already understood what Zhu Qiwu meant. If he could complete the mission, it would be a great help to the Yu family. In addition to getting the corresponding rewards, he could also harvest a favor from the Yu family. This favor may be useless, or it may be of great use at some point. Even Zhu Qiwu said it so solemnly, it is obvious that the Yu family's favor is very important. Lin Mo Yu said, "Does Senior have any information about Area 1003? Zhu Qiwu directly threw the jade token to Lin Mo Yu. "That big shot asked me to tell you something, although that place is dangerous, it should not be able to kill you. If you accept and complete the mission, he will say a few words for you in front of the Yu family's ancestor." Lin Mo Yu was not stupid. As soon as he heard it, he understood that the Yu family promised a divine venerable realm magical treasure, but the quality of the magical treasure was not specified at all. They could give the worst divine venerable realm magical treasure, or they could give a good divine venerable realm magical treasure, all depending on the Yu family's conscience. But if a big shot speaks for him, the Yu family would probably be embarrassed to take out garbage. Even if it is the same divine venerable realm magical treasure, the difference between them is very big. Even if he doesn't use it, selling it for money is a different price. Since the words have been said to this point, he must accept this mission, and immediately check the information. There is not much information about Area 1003, and it has been read in less than half a minute. This is a strange area. The physical body cannot enter, and only the soul can enter. When the soul enters, the physical body will fall into a dormant state and disappear from the void, and no one can find it. It will automatically return to the physical body until the soul leaves. In this process, there is no need to worry about the safety of the physical body. As for the internal situation, the situation faced by everyone who has entered is different. Some people saw the vast ocean, and the sea water can corrode the soul. Some people entered the world of fire, and the fire will also burn the soul. If 10 people go in, they will face 10 kinds of situations, which are completely different. Even 2 divine venerables who practice the same law face different situations when they enter. In short, it is not safe inside, and souls below the 4th grade will be instantly killed. Souls above the 4th grade are also in danger. What kind of world is it? Such a magical place aroused Lin Mo Yu's curiosity. Zhu Qiwu said, "I will wait for you in Fortress No. 10. Chapter 1464. Scourges live 1,000 years. Accepting the mission is only a matter of minutes, but the teleportation is very long. Lin Mo Yu used the information given by Zhu Qiwu to think about various possibilities on the road. What kind of world would that be? Would it have anything to do with the ancient times? Lin Moyu has determined that the battlefield terrain is definitely related to the Great War in ancient times. The Great War in ancient times was not a civil war in the Great World, but a collision between worlds. That scale has completely exceeded the limit he can imagine. The beast skin manuscript in the mysterious manner told him that the glory of the mysterious master had spread to hundreds of worlds in more than 10,000 years. Later, the war broke out and rebellions occurred in various worlds. Perhaps Area 1003 is a world like Tulu realm. The more he thought about it, the more he felt it was possible. Teleportation is constantly being transferred, and Lin Moyu once again felt a different atmosphere. The aura of the War God Fortress carried a heavy pressure. This was just the naturally revealed pressure. When the fortress was truly activated, the pressure alone would make it difficult for low-level God Kings to move. The second time here, Lin Moyu didn't need a waypoint guide. He flew directly toward Zhu Qiwu's location. He passed through the fortress's defense array without being stopped. When Lin Moyu took off, several soldiers had been staring at him. They didn't retract their gaze until Lin Moyu passed through the array. The defense of Fortress Number 10 was much tighter than that of other fortresses. Zhu Qiwu sat there, with Zhu Qiwu's exclusive warship parked not far above him. The warship's gate opened, and Lin Moyu saw Zhu Qiwu's avatar. Lin Moyu stopped in front of Zhu Qiwu's main body, respectfully saluted him, and then flew toward the warship. The warship's gate closed, turning into a stream of light and flying away. That kid is quite polite. Zhu Qiwu looked at Lin Moyu with a smile that was not quite a smile. He was surprised that Lin Moyu had bowed to his main body. Lin Moyu smiled slightly. "Senior, where are we going?" Zhu Qiwu said, "The forward base of the 10th War Zone, which is also the only forward base. The 10th War Zone is different from other war zones. Although it is also divided into dozens of areas, the teleportation arrays inside the fortresses cannot reach these areas. There is a forward base about 100 million kilometers away from the Starry Sky Fortress. To go to other areas to perform tasks, you need to pass through the forward base for teleportation. When returning from a mission, you can only return to the forward base and then fly back to Fortress Number 10. Similarly, to go on a mission, you also need to fly from Fortress Number 10 to the forward base by yourself." Lin Moyu didn't understand why this was done at first, but after Zhu Qiwu's explanation, he understood. The 10th War Zone is the core area of the entire Vermilion Bird battlefield, and its range is much larger than other war zones. At its core, there live many starry sky giants of the god Venerable realm, some are single, some are groups. There used to be a special kind of starry sky beast that was born with the ability to teleport and could also control teleportation arrays. Once, they launched an attack on Fortress Number 10, controlling the teleportation array to teleport directly into the fortress. That great battle caused no small amount of damage. Later, Fortress Number 10 only allowed teleportation from Fortresses 7, 8, and 9. Apart from that, no one could teleport over. And outside the fortress, a large-scale forward base was established to be responsible for teleporting cultivators. The warship quickly crossed over 100 million kilometers and arrived in front of the forward base. The so-called forward base is actually a building similar to a starry sky fortress. A large number of soldiers are stationed inside, and there are several God Venerable realm experts. In the forward base, dozens of teleportation arrays stood neatly, forming a huge phalanx, revealing a magnificent aura. Each teleportation array is thousands of meters high, much larger than any teleportation array ever seen. The teleportation arrays are numbered, representing which area they lead to. The teleportation arrays that had been seen before could go to different areas, and you could choose before teleporting. But the giant teleportation arrays here cannot be selected, they can only lead to one area. Zhu Qiwu brought Lin Moyu to the teleportation array numbered 03. After you teleport over, be sure to remember the location. When you want to return, only that location can return, and the error cannot exceed 100 meters. If you remember the location incorrectly, then you can fly back yourself. Lin Moyu nodded in understanding. "I understand." Under Zhu Qiwu's signal, Lin Moyu activated the teleportation array. As soon as the teleportation array started, a crystal flew out of the teleportation array and fell into Lin Moyu's hands. This crystal was stained with Lin Moyu's aura, and only Lin Moyu himself could use it. Outsiders would not be able to use it even if they got it. Zhu Qiwu said, when you have completed the mission, return to the teleportation point and activate it with your soul power. Lin Moi gave a sound of agreement, put away the crystal, and stepped into the teleportation array. Zhu Qiwu's eyes flickered, seeming a little worried. If you really can't complete it, then forget it. Your little life is important. Lin Moi smiled. There's a saying in my hometown, a scourge lives for 1,000 years. Someone like me can't die. The teleportation array started. Lin Moi's figure became virtual, disappearing without a trace. Zhu Qiwu repeated Lin Moi's words, a scourge lives for 1,000 years. Why does it feel like this sentence is scolding me? Zhu Qiwu suddenly realized that it wasn't just scolding him, but scolding all old fogies. I won half a you brat, wait until you come back and see how I teach you a lesson. Zhu Qiwu understood and felt a sense of amusement. Lin Moi vowed that he had never experienced such a violent teleportation. The speed of teleportation was unprecedented, at least 10 times faster than other teleportations. At this teleportation speed, it is estimated that it can exceed 1,000 light-years per second. The huge force tore at him, and even his body could feel slight pain. If it were other low-level god kings, they would probably be torn to pieces on the spot. Even if they used the law to protect themselves, it would be useless, even the law could be torn apart. At least a high-level god king is needed to pass through the teleportation safely with the law. At a speed of 1,000 light-years per second, teleporting for 1 minute, the teleportation distance exceeded 60,000 light-years. The size of the core area of the battlefield is amazing. At the end of the teleportation, Lin Moi was thrown back into the main space from the subspace with strong inertia. Forcibly stopping, just preparing to record the location and set up a waypoint. Suddenly Lin Moi felt like he had bumped into something. Then a huge force came, directly blasting him away. His body flew uncontrollably in the void. That power was too great. Although it didn't hurt him, it also sent him flying tens of thousands of kilometers. He saw a pair of scarlet eyes, and these eyes were rapidly approaching him. In a flash of lightning, Lin Moi saw the other party's appearance. It was a starry sky beast whose appearance was 7 parts similar to an ape, exuding the aura of a small god Venerable. The starry sky beast was huge, exceeding 1,000 meters, and its outer skin was covered with a layer of black armor, looking as if it was wearing armor, only revealing a pair of eyes. Black Iron Star Ape. Lin Moi instantly thought of the other party's identity, which is a relatively common starry sky beast. The advantage of the Black Iron Star Ape lies in its physical body and speed. Its physical strength is very strong, and its speed is also very fast. In the same realm, it is difficult to deal with. The Black Iron Star Ape rushed to Lin Moi, and a black giant palm swept over. Lin Moi was not flustered, tapped his finger lightly, and the undying flames burned fiercely. The huge skull throne emerged from the flames. Chapter 1465 1 in a billion probability. Star-level spell. Summon Skeleton King. The huge skull throne emerged from the undying flames. On the throne, the Skeleton King got up and waved his sword. With a loud bang, the Skeleton King's body remained motionless, and the Black Iron Star Ape let out a scream and was directly slapped away. Lin Moi was as small as an ant in front of the 1,000-meter-high Black Iron Star Ape. Similarly, the Black Iron Star Ape was also as small as an ant in front of the 100,000-meter Skeleton King. The Skeleton King and the Black Iron Star Ape are in the same realm, both are small god venerables. But the Skeleton King has reached the limit of the small god venerable. If it were not for the existence of some kind of limitation, the Skeleton King might already be a god venerable. His power also far exceeds the Black Iron Star Ape, and he easily slapped it away. Before the Black Iron Star Ape could recover, the Skeleton King swung his sword again. Severing God with one sword. The sword light illuminated the void, and the Black Iron Star Ape exploded in the sword light, its body crushed to pieces. The Skeleton King, with his god-slaying sword, effortlessly killed the Black Iron Star Ape of the same realm in one strike. The god-slaying sword seems to have touched the god-venerable realm. If I were a bit stronger, the Skeleton King might truly reach the god-venerable realm. Reaching out, he summoned a piece of minced meat and a star core. Powerful starry sky beasts leave behind a star core upon death. The star core is the essence of a starry sky beast. The star core of a small god venerable realm starry sky beast like this is quite valuable. The Black Iron Star Ape has strong vitality. Having been at the small god venerable realm before its death, Using its corpse as material would make the power of its explosion no weaker than the Skeleton King's 490th god-slaying sword. He currently has no god Venerable corpses on hand, so the corpse of a small god Venerable is better than nothing. After easily eliminating the Black Iron Star Ape, Lin Mo returned to the place where he had teleported, feeling somewhat amused and helpless. After this commotion, Lin Mo was unable to accurately pinpoint the location where he had teleported. The void was desolate, and everything looked the same, making it difficult to locate. Lin Mo could only follow the aura, roughly locking onto a location. He summoned the Lich of the Buddha country and skillfully used the truth-seeking spell. This time, the truth-seeking spell disappointed him. Because he couldn't provide effective information, the truth-seeking spell couldn't obtain results from future fragments. Lin Mo immediately fell into a predicament. The teleportation range was only a mere 100 meters, but in the vast void, how small was a 100-meter radius? Who would have thought that the location he teleported to was exactly occupied by the Black Iron Star Ape? The probability of this happening was less than 1 in a billion, yet he still encountered it. What luck! Helpless, he could only set a waypoint at the approximate location. Just as he set the waypoint, Lin Mo suddenly realized something. In the information he had read, Black Iron Star Apes were gregarious starry sky beasts. They rarely appeared alone. As soon as this thought arose, pairs of scarlet eyes lit up in the void. Each pair of scarlet eyes was thousands of kilometers apart, totaling hundreds of pairs. Each pair of scarlet eyes represented a Black Iron Star Ape, a small god Venerable realm Black Iron Star Ape. Among them, one pair of eyes was particularly bright, far surpassing the others. Its owner was the leader of the Black Iron Star Apes, a god Venerable realm starry sky beast. As expected, Lin Mo muttered to himself, not panicking. Before the Black Iron Star Apes could act, he had already taken the initiative. 200 Legion Overlords leading legions appeared. When Lin Mo had just reached the God King realm, the battle power of the 200 Legion Overlords had already reached the 9th rank of the God King. Now that Lin Mo had reached the 3rd rank of the God King, the battle power of the Legion Overlords had once again leapt upward, entering the small god Venerable realm. Although they were still somewhat inferior to the Skeleton King, they were not much different from the Black Iron Star Apes. The Legion Overlords each found their opponents, transforming into streams of light and pouncing forward. The Lich of the Buddha country appeared, forming a lotus shape with its fingers, and conjured a Buddha country. The Buddha country instantly expanded, enveloping the starry sky. Within the Buddha country, Buddhist sounds echoed, weakening certain laws and strengthening the laws of immortality. The battle power of the Legion Overlords and the Skeleton King also increased slightly. Lin Mo snapped his fingers, and tens of thousands of skeleton divine generals flew out, surrounding the Black Iron Star Apes. In the next instant, countless pure white sword energies burst out in the starry sky, interweaving into an airtight net, densely covering the Black Iron Star Apes. The skeleton divine generals, who had reached the 9th rank of the God King, unleashed a scraping tactic. Although the sword energy's attack power was relatively weak, the qualitative change caused by quantitative change could still inflict considerable damage. The Black Iron Star Apes clearly showed panic when facing hundreds of times more skeleton divine generals than themselves. However, they were trapped in layers of encirclement, with no chance to escape. Their wounds deepened, and blood splattered in the starry sky. All that awaited them was death. From the beginning of the battle, the Black Iron Star Apes were suppressed and had no power to fight back. The Skeleton King directly confronted the leader of the Black Iron Star Apes. Facing the God Venerable Realm leader, the Skeleton King showed no fear. Although he seemed to be slightly at a disadvantage, it was not easy for the opponent to defeat the Skeleton King. The Skeleton King's battle power has indeed become very close to the God Venerable Realm. Although he is still not as good as a true God Venerable, the difference is not far. The Skeleton King fought fiercely and intensely, while the Legion Overlords cooperated with the Skeleton Divine Generals, suppressing the Black Iron Star Ape group. One by one, the Black Iron Star Apes were severely injured, constantly wailing, and their vitality was cut off. Under the wave-like attacks, the Black Iron Star Apes began to die, one by one, faster and faster. The leader of the Black Iron Star Apes roared frantically, but to no avail. The sound traveled far away, as if it was calling for reinforcements. In this starry sky, there might be more Black Iron Star Apes. With the gregarious nature of the Black Iron Star Apes, it was not impossible. Lin Mo no longer delayed and joined the battle. Source spell. Power gathering. As the source spell was activated, the vast power of the undead legion began to be absorbed. His aura continued to rise, rising without the slightest restraint, becoming stronger and stronger. In the blink of an eye, he had reached the small god Venerable realm. His soul felt no pressure, and neither did his body. With a thought, he broke through the boundary between the small god Venerable and the god Venerable. A river of laws emerged, the signature ability of the god Venerable, mobilizing the power of the river of laws. The river of laws surged, and the laws of immortality poured down, landing on the black iron star apes. The terrifying power of death corroded the black iron star apes' defenses. The black iron star apes screamed incessantly, as if they had encountered something extremely terrifying, struggling frantically and rolling in the void. At the same time, a constant stream of power gathered from the river of laws and poured into Lin Mo's body. Lin Mo felt that his body was filled with the power of the laws of immortality, far exceeding the limit he could mobilize by an unknown amount. Very strong. Lin Mo thought in his heart. He was not yet a god Venerable, and his manipulation of the river of laws was extremely crude, but it was already very powerful. A long sword appeared in Lin's hand, a very ordinary long sword, a true god realm magic weapon. All the laws of immortality were poured into the sword. At the moment when the sword body was about to collapse, Lin Mo unleashed a sword. God slaying. The sword light was brighter than the Skeleton King's god slaying. The long sword in his hand turned to ashes, and the leader of the black iron star apes stiffened, a sword light appearing on his body. The next second, his huge body exploded. Minced meat flew in the starry sky, and the laws of immortality were still raging, corroding the flesh. The flesh and blood dissolved at a speed visible to the naked eye, quickly disappearing. The laws of immortality of the god Venerable realm, after mobilizing the power of the river of laws, underwent a qualitative change, and the power was dramatically strengthened. Lin Mo knew that he could not fully mobilize the power of the river of laws yet. When he truly achieved the god Venerable, he would only be stronger. The power of the first echelon of laws had not yet been truly displayed. Chapter 1466. The beautiful world belonging to the soul. The laws of immortality pouring out from the river of laws truly demonstrated the power of the first echelon of laws. The laws of immortality instantly corroded the defenses of the black iron star ape leader, and at the same time penetrated into the interior, even corroding the inside of the body. Even the soul was not spared. That's why the black iron star ape leader was so painful, rolling all over the starry sky. Even if he was in the god Venerable realm, he couldn't stop the corrosion of the laws of immortality. In the god-slaying sword, he died. Most of his flesh and blood were corroded by the laws of immortality, leaving only a black star core and a small amount of flesh and blood. However, he would soon be reborn. He died in the bone hell and would be reborn in the bone hell, becoming a slave of hell. He would replace the soul-devouring small god Venerable and become the golden thug of the bone hell. 1. The power of the bone hell would increase dramatically, its defenses and attack power sufficient to contend with divine sovereigns. Against a slightly weaker divine sovereign, the bone hell alone would give them a hard time. From this battle, Lin Mo Yu gained some insights, realizing a past misconception. He had relied too much on spells, somewhat neglecting the power of the laws themselves. Spells were too strong. In battle after battle, the Undying Law had merely played a supporting role. After all, the Undying Law was a top-tier law, how could it be so limited? In this battle, he broke through to the divine sovereign realm, summoning the river of laws. Within the river of laws, the complete Undying Law showed him what true power meant. Even if he hadn't acted just now, the Black Iron Star Apes leader would have been corroded to death by the Undying Law, likely lasting less than a minute. As a first-level divine sovereign, simply using the river of laws was enough to kill the opponent. Wasn't that powerful enough? It was simply too powerful. Lin Mo Yu clearly recognized the power of the Undying Law, realizing it was his foundation. As long as he controlled the Undying Law, even if all spells were unusable, he would still be invincible within his realm, and even capable of cross-realm battles. Adding his origin spells, he could even take on low-level divine sovereigns right now. After cleaning up the battlefield, Lin Mo Yu had 100 star cores from lesser divine sovereign beings, and 1 from a divine sovereign. The Bone Hell gained 100 lesser divine sovereign thugs, and 1 true divine sovereign thug. He also acquired over 100 portions of materials for corpse explosion, including 1 divine sovereign level portion. Aside from failing to find a return coordinate, the gains this time were considerable. Lin Moyu researched for a direction, spotting a faint, ghostly blue light, and immediately transformed into a streak of light and flew towards it. The entrance to Area 1003 was a ball of ghostly blue light, as if leading to another world. Lin Moyu already knew the process of entering, and without hesitation, flew straight in. His body touched the ghostly blue light, feeling like touching a layer of jelly, and slowly sank in. His soul didn't sense any danger, and Lin Moyu relaxed completely, offering no resistance. Once his body was completely immersed in the ghostly blue light appeared in his soul world, illuminating it in ghostly blue. Lin Moyu had a sudden inspiration, and his soul body automatically flew out, leaving his soul world. His soul seemed to have entered another world. Looking back, he saw his physical body. At this moment, his physical body was wrapped in a bubble. His soul was connected to his body, and he could return at any time if he wished. Following the methods described in the information, his soul flew towards the depths of the ghostly blue. Without the constraints of his physical body, his soul became extremely light, and his speed was astonishingly fast. Lin Moyu felt as if he had sublimated. This feeling was strange, very strange, and he had never felt it before. The soul body separated from the physical body, existing independently. Perhaps for divine sovereigns, soul separation was common, they often allowed their souls to leave their bodies and enter the river of laws. But for Lin Moyu, this was a first. His soul was shrouded in purple light, passing through the ghostly blue light and flying out from the other side. The scene before his eyes suddenly changed, revealing a completely new world. This world was ghostly blue, and the largest light source was the blue ball of light overhead. As a soul body, he was floating in midair. There were flowers and grass here, their colors varied and indescribable. Tiny specks of light floated on the flowers and grass, seemingly tiny insects emitting a faint glow. Looking into the distance, he could vaguely see large trees, high mountains, and what appeared to be flowing water. But Lin Moyu could tell that these, like his soul, existed between reality and illusion. He didn't act immediately, but instead sensed himself. When leaving the soul world, everything had been left behind, he couldn't bring anything with him. The soul-severing sword couldn't be brought in, and even his close-fitting soul garment was unusable. All laws disappeared here. There was no wind, no fire, no lightning, nothing. His spells were also unusable. The undead legion, the bone hell, corpse explosion, all were ineffective. This is an independent world, with independent rules. 0 asking for flowers A0. I have no combat power here. What should I do if I encounter danger? Besides being of higher quality, what advantages does my soul have? Wait, if nothing can be brought in, how did the Yu family bring in their soul treasures? As Lin Moyu was thinking, he instinctively looked down and found that he was holding something in his hand. The Staff of Calamity. He discovered that he had actually brought in the Staff of Calamity. The Staff of Calamity was still in a damaged state. The gem that should have been embedded in it had long been broken, and now only the soul gem remained. Moreover, in his opinion, even the soul gem might not be complete. But having something was better than nothing. Although he didn't know what the Staff of Calamity was for, it was hard enough to be used as a club. This was his only reliance here. His soul flew forward, advancing aimlessly in this world. Even the Yu family themselves didn't know where their soul treasure had been lost. Lin Moyu knew that the Yu family's lost soul treasure was a crown. This was the only clue. His soul flew slowly in midair. Lin Moyu didn't dare to fly too fast. In this unique world, he had to be cautious. Specks of light danced in midair. The specks of light themselves glowed, and combined with the ghostly blue light falling from the sky, became extremely beautiful and dazzling. The flowers on the ground were the same, with their own varied colors, combined with the dreamy ghostly blue light, creating an indescribable beauty. The flowers swayed slowly, and the whole world seemed very quiet. What a beautiful world! Lin Moyu admired this dreamlike world, but didn't let his guard down. Behind beauty often lies danger. After flying past a field of flowers and grass, he saw a clear pond in the distance. The pond water rippled, and the clear water reflected a hazy light. For some reason, Lin Moyu felt an urge to take a sip. No, in the next second, Lin Moyu keenly realized that there was something wrong with his thought. A soul wanting to drink water? How could such a thought arise? There's something wrong with this pond. Lin Moyu didn't approach, but instead kept his distance. He saw specks of light flying around the edge of the pond. Suddenly, several specks of light flew towards him, very fast. His soul heard a buzzing sound. These flying specks of light weren't specks of light, but insects with sharp mouthparts. 1467th chapter, Is Yujia's divine sovereign really dead? The insects' bodies were covered in specks of light, making them look equally beautiful. Even their mouthparts looked exquisite. Watching them fly towards him, a feeling rose from the depths of his soul, a desire to take them into his hands and play with them. Lin Moyu naturally realized that the urge wasn't right. He instantly erased it, and at the same time, swung the staff of calamity in his hand. The staff of calamity swung out, slapping the insects like a fly swatter. The insects exploded with a bang, turning into light smoke and disappearing without a trace. Using the staff of calamity for the first time, and using it as a swatter to hit flying insects, was indeed a bit funny. It had to be said that the staff of calamity was quite handy to use, with a suitable size and weight. 2. Lin Mo quickly moved his hands and feet, swiftly swatting all the small insects that flew over. The small insects exploded into light smoke, eventually scattering and disappearing into this dreamlike world. After swatting a few small insects, Lin Mo continued searching for the Yu family's crown. Crowns are common soul-type magical treasures, but the Yu family's crown must be extraordinary. Ordinary soul-type magical treasures cannot be brought in. Lin Mo couldn't bring in his own soul armor or the soul-slaying sword. Only some special soul-type magical treasures can be brought in. Lin Mo guessed that it should be related to the level of the soul-type magical treasure. The Scourge Scepter is of a very high level, comparable to the runes of a great world. It's one of the top-tier magical treasures. The Yu family's crown should be inferior to the Scourge Scepter, but it must still be above the God Venerable realm. If it were just an ordinary soul-type magical treasure, the Yu family wouldn't have repeatedly sent people in to search for it, even at the cost of losing several God Venerables. Gradually, Lin Mo discovered some patterns. The light spots in the air seemed to drift aimlessly, but they all had the same direction. As long as one advanced along the direction the light spots were flying, one could enter the depths of this world. Presumably, when the Yu family's God Venerables came in, they would have discovered this pattern and would have similarly gone to the depths of this world. Then, if an accident occurred inside, the crown should have been left in the depths. With vigilance in his heart, Lin Mo flew in the direction of the light spots, heading towards the depths. The azure light clusters in the sky illuminated the entire world. Through the azure light clusters, Lin Mo could sense the location of his physical body. No matter how far he flew in this world, this connection would not be severed. As long as he wished, he could return at any time. It seemed that time had lost its effect in this world. Lin Mo didn't know how long he had been in here, or how long he had been flying. The light spots became denser, and now he could clearly see their direction of flight. They gathered from all directions, slowly advancing in the same direction. The seemingly vast space was filled with beautiful light spots, making the entire world even more dreamlike. After observing for some time, Lin Mo had noticed that these light spots came from the earth, from flowers and plants, from trees. Moreover, all the plants here seemed to sway in the same direction. As the light spots increased, inevitably, the soul body came into contact with them. The light spots passed through the soul body without hindrance, causing no harm. These light spots are harmless. Lin Mo was somewhat surprised. He had been avoiding the light spots and had not come into contact with them. No one knew what would happen after contact, so caution was paramount. Now, he had his first contact, but found that the light spots passed through his soul body, without stopping or causing any harm. That's not right. Amidst his surprise, Lin Mo vaguely felt that something was wrong, but he couldn't quite put his finger on it. The soul's senses were very sharp. If there was harm, it would definitely be felt. Unable to figure it out for the moment, Lin Mo could only continue forward. He couldn't possibly abandon this mission based on a baseless guess. That wasn't his style. Together with countless light spots, he advanced towards the depths of the dreamlike world. The light spots converged from all directions, increasing in number, almost filling the space. Now, being careful was no longer enough. Unless Lin Mo chose to retreat, he would inevitably come into contact with a large number of light spots. These light spots seemed to be harmless. Lin Mo reached out to grasp them, but found that he couldn't touch them at all. The light spots would pass through his palm and fly out from the other side. His soul body seemed to not exist in front of the light spots. The two seemed to not be in the same space-time. This feeling was too strange. After repeatedly confirming that the light spots did not harm the soul body, Lin Mo joined the ranks of the light spots. However, he remained cautious, still trying to avoid contact with too many light spots. The light spots constantly passed through his soul, and the soul never felt anything. Unknowingly, Lin Mo had advanced quite a distance. The number of times the light spots entered and exited had long exceeded 1,000. Lin Mo's eyes revealed a hint of confusion, losing some of their brilliance. But Lin Mo himself didn't seem to notice. Unconsciously, he gradually relaxed his vigilance, no longer being so careful, and no longer avoiding the light spots. The number of light spots he came into contact with suddenly increased significantly compared to before. The brilliance in Lin Mo's eyes was slowly diminishing, his agility disappearing, becoming blank. But he was completely unaware of all these changes. He had no idea that he was approaching danger. Suddenly, the scourge scepter bloomed with earthy yellow light, the light like flowing water, sweeping over the soul body. The soul gem on the scourge scepter shone brightly, expelling all the light spots inside the soul body. Lin Mo shuddered and woke up, his eyes regaining their agility, faintly revealing horror. That was close. At this moment, he felt lingering fear, looking up at the sky, at the seemingly unchanging azure light clusters. His physical body had been in the azure light clusters, maintaining a connection with his soul. But now, this connection was much weaker, less than half of what it was before. He finally understood that the light spots passing through his soul did not cause any harm. But the light spots would weaken his connection with his physical body. When the connection was completely severed, he would completely lose contact with his physical body, and his soul would be completely lost in this world. Each light spot only weakened it a tiny bit, an insignificant amount. Only when thousands upon thousands of light spots accumulated together would a qualitative change occur. Like boiling a frog in warm water, by the time the frog realized it, it was too late. However, Lin Mo also knew that he wouldn't reach that point. Even without the scourge scepter's reminder, as long as the connection between his soul and body weakened a bit more, his soul could actively give a warning. At most, it would be a little troublesome, but he wouldn't die. After all, his soul had reached the 5th grade, and was very powerful. If it were a weaker god Venerable, with a less firm will and a weaker soul, they might really be in trouble. It seems that the god Venerables who previously fell inside were also because they came into contact with too many light spots, and the connection between their souls and bodies was severed. Having lost contact, they could no longer find their physical bodies, nor could they escape this world, and eventually became lost inside. Thinking of this, Lin Mo suddenly realized something. Is there a possibility that they didn't actually die, but were merely lost inside? If that's the case, if I can find them, I might be able to bring them out. For a god Venerable realm expert, as long as their soul is still there, they haven't truly fallen. Chapter 1468. Why the Yu family came here. The soul gem bloomed with earthy yellow light, as if putting on a piece of armor for Lin Mo, covering his entire body. When he first obtained the soul gem, it had once enhanced the soul's defense. But that enhancement was more like passive defense and couldn't resist the light spots. Now, the soul gem was actively activated, forming a more powerful defensive layer, blocking the light spots. Without the interference of the light spots, the connection between the soul and the body gradually recovered, and it wouldn't be long before it returned to its previous state. Once again, following the direction of the light spots, he continued to advance deeper. Even the weakest god Venerable couldn't possibly get lost here. They must have entered a deeper area, and then were unable to return. The light spots continued to increase, but they no longer posed any threat to him. 3. The scenery on the ground was constantly changing, with flowers, grass, and patches of water, looking very harmonious. However, Lin Mo Yu didn't encounter any more small insects, which he found strange. If the small insects were one of the dangers in this world, why did he encounter 3 at the beginning, and then none after that? Lin Mo Yu had experienced so many dungeon secret realms, with all sorts of strange places, his intuition told him that this was very abnormal. Something abnormal must have a cause, there must be a reason. He became more and more vigilant, even with the soul gem protecting him, he still couldn't guarantee 100% safety. The wind blew in gusts, and he saw a blue wind tunnel in his sight. All the light spots were sucked into the wind tunnel and flew forward rapidly. Lin Mo Yu's first reaction was not to enter the wind tunnel, but to try to advance along the wind tunnel. But he found that he couldn't move forward along the direction of the wind tunnel at all. There was an invisible wall blocking his path. It seemed that only by passing through the wind tunnel could he pass through the invisible wall and continue forward. It's a pity that I can't summon the Lich of Buddha's kingdom here, and I can't use the truth-seeking skill. All spells were unusable at this moment, even the undead law was restricted, let alone the truth-seeking skill. Without the truth-seeking skill, he couldn't foresee danger. Should I go in or not? Returning now would mean failure of the mission, and he had already come this far, it was impossible to give up just like that. After pondering for a few seconds, Lin Moyu resolutely entered the wind tunnel. There was a suction force in the wind tunnel, dragging him forward. A large number of light spots hit him, and were bounced away by the earth-yellow light. If it weren't for the protection of the soul gem, these light spots would have passed through his body at this moment. This is very dangerous. Lin Moyu's heart shuddered, the light spots in the wind tunnel were far more numerous than outside. Being penetrated by so many light spots in a short period of time would drastically weaken the connection between the soul and the body. Moreover, in the wind tunnel, the soul could hardly resist, and could only move forward continuously along the wind tunnel. He didn't know when the wind tunnel would end. If it lasted a little longer, he was afraid that before he left the wind tunnel, the connection between his soul and body would be broken. Once the connection was broken, Lin Moyu guessed that the soul would no longer be able to return, and would be completely lost here. In the wind tunnel, Lin Moyu drifted with the current, thinking about the Yu family's real purpose for coming here. The information about the battlefield didn't say there was anything here at all, let alone what benefits could be gained. Does the Yu family know something, so they sent someone in, and even brought in such a valuable soul magic treasure? What exactly is the Yu family here for? While thinking, Lin Moyu kept counting. When he counted to 1,000, he was finally thrown out of the wind tunnel. The soul was flying in the air, and Lin Moyu finally managed to stabilize himself. Nearly 1,000 seconds, he would touch countless light spots, ordinary divine venerables would definitely not be able to hold on. After leaving the wind tunnel, Lin Moyu remained motionless, observing his surroundings. He had entered a completely new space, and the surrounding environment had undergone tremendous changes. First of all, the faint blue light sphere above his head was gone, but the connection with his body still existed. If he wanted to return to his body, he had to follow the wind tunnel back to the previous area. Surrounding him were towering cliffs, he seemed to be surrounded in the middle of the cliffs. Streams of waterfalls rolled down from the top of the cliffs, silently falling to the ground. The light spots that flew out of the wind tunnel with him also flew into the bottom of the cliff and disappeared. At the bottom of the cliff, there was a layer of misty fog, blocking his vision. When he saw the waterfall, the urge to go over and drink a mouthful and take a shower sprouted in his soul again. Lin Moyu immediately extinguished this strange thought. Lin Moyu's will became extremely firm, and he became extremely calm, no thoughts that did not belong to him could affect him. The fog below gave him a bad feeling, if he went down, perhaps something bad would happen. The soul slowly ascended into the air, and soon hit the top. There was a layer of invisible wall at the top, forming a solid roof. Lin Moyu tried to knock on the top with the scepter of natural disaster, but there was no response. After that, he checked the cliffs again. The cliffs were also extremely solid and could not be destroyed. The entire space was like an inverted lid, trapping him inside. The only exit was the wind tunnel. But the wind tunnel only allowed entry and not exit. Lin Moyu knew that he couldn't go against the current. After searching around, he found that there was no other way out, and his gaze focused on the mist. Watching a large number of light spots fly into the mist and disappear, Lin Moyu muttered to himself, "I can only go down and take a look." A sense of unease welled up in his heart. Lin Moyu knew that after going down, perhaps uncontrollable things would happen, but he had no choice but to go down. It seemed that after entering the wind tunnel, things began to get a little out of control. Flying into the mist, the soul gem bloomed with a brighter light, dispersing all the surrounding mist. From this, it could be seen that the mist would also harm the soul body, otherwise it would not have triggered the soul gem's reaction. The area covered by the mist was very large, and Lin Moyu flew for a long time before passing through the mist. In this special world, not only was the concept of time lost, but even distance could not be accurately described. Everything became vague, only approximate. Finally, he passed through the mist and saw the situation at the bottom. At the bottom was a large pool, and water vapor was constantly rising from the pool, forming a thick fog. The waterfalls on the surrounding cliffs poured down and converged into the pool, and around the pool, there were still a few areas that were not covered by water. Then, Lin Mo Yu saw an earth-yellow light sphere on the corner of a cliff, somewhat similar to the light on his body. In the white mist, this light sphere was so conspicuous. The light sphere pushed away the mist, struggling to create a space in this space full of water and mist. Through the light sphere, Lin Mo Yu saw the soul body, and a crown. Found it. Lin Mo Yu was overjoyed and flew over immediately. There were 3 soul bodies in the light sphere, and Lin Mo Yu's arrival did not attract their attention. Lin Mo Yu found that all 3 souls had lost consciousness and seemed to have fallen into a coma. The yellow light sphere protecting them was emitted by the crown. Without this crown, the 3 soul bodies would have been in grave danger. Fortunately, although they were unconscious now, Lin Mo Yu could still sense that they had not actually suffered any harm. Lin Mo Yu was about to approach when a clear voice suddenly came from the light sphere. Who are you? Chapter 1469. Is it related to the ancient times again? Hearing the voice, Lin Mo Yu stopped his outstretched hand. The 3 soul bodies in the light sphere were all in a coma, it was impossible to make a sound. Lin Mo Yu knew who was speaking, and only it could speak now. His gaze fell on the crown, this soul magic treasure from the Yu family, radiating a yellow light, just like the soul gem, blocking the mist. It had a spirit, and a mature spirit. It could think, and could also use the power of the magic treasure on its own. Only in this way could it autonomously protect the 3 souls. Lin Mo Yu asked, "What's your name?" The difference between a spirit and a living being was not great, they all had their own names. A blurred little person appeared on the crown. "My name is Xiao Bao, who are you?" Lin Mo Yu smiled and shook his head. "I was invited by the Yu family's ancestor to find you." Xiao Bao seemed to reveal a joyful voice. "Master hasn't forgotten me." "Master. It seems the owner of this treasure crown is the Jade family's ancestor." Thinking about it, such a valuable soul magic treasure wouldn't be given to a divine venerable to use. Although Lin Mo Yu didn't know the specific grade of the treasure crown, he could be sure that the treasure crown's grade definitely exceeded the divine venerable realm. Ordinary divine venerables simply weren't qualified to possess it. Now that the treasure crown had been found, Lin Mo Yu wasn't in a hurry. "Can you tell me about the situation here?" Xiao Bao was very simple-minded, and upon hearing that Lin Mo Yu was invited by his master to find him, he immediately chose to believe Lin Mo Yu. It immediately said, "You should come in first, a wave is about to start, and those guys might come out too. It's dangerous for you outside." Lin Mo Yu nodded and walked in. The range of the light sphere that Xiao Bao supported was very small, but fortunately, the soul body wasn't large either, so it didn't seem crowded. The hazy shadow on the treasure crown suddenly exclaimed, "What's that thing in your hand?" Lin Mo Yu raised the scourge scepter. "Is it this?" Xiao Bao's shadow twisted a few times, and Lin Mo Yu felt that it seemed a little afraid of the scourge scepter. Xiao Bao seemed to swallow, feeling very much like a real person. "Its grade is so high, it's much more powerful than me." The scourge scepter's grade was naturally high, it was something on the same level as the Great World Rune. Although it was damaged, it was definitely much higher than Xiao Bao. Lin Mo Yu smiled slightly. "Xiao Bao isn't bad either." Xiao Bao revealed a joyful emotion. "That's right, Xiao Bao is a beyond realm magic treasure, of course it's not bad." Just as he was speaking, a burst of water sounds suddenly rang out outside. The sound of the water quickly grew louder. At first, it was like a stream, but in the blink of an eye, it was like a rushing river. The calm pool water was boiling, like water being boiled, constantly bubbling with huge bubbles. Immediately afterward, streams of water shot into the sky, exploding in the air and turning into raindrops. Lin Mo Yu asked, "Is this the wave you mentioned?" Xiao Bao hummed, "This happens every once in a while." "What are those guys you mentioned?" Lin Mo Yu pressed. Xiao Bao's slightly hazy shadow pointed at the pool. "They're coming." In the waves, monsters with hazy shapes rushed out. It was impossible to tell their specific forms, sometimes they looked like humans, sometimes like insects, and soon they would become another kind of creature. They rushed out of the waves and pounced directly on the light sphere where Lin Mo Yu was. They slammed into the light sphere, causing the light sphere to constantly twist and deform. They opened their mouths, revealing sharp teeth, and bit fiercely on the light sphere. Lin Mo Yu frowned as he watched. "What are these guys?" Xiao Bao said, "They are soul beasts, monsters composed of souls, specializing in devouring souls. After they eat souls, they will split, splitting into soul beasts like them." Soul beasts. Lin Moyu muttered to himself, are there many such soul beasts? Many, many, the entire pool is full of them, it's impossible to count them all. Xiaobao pointed at the pool, his voice carrying a hint of horror. There were only a dozen or so soul beasts rushing out now, but the pool was very large. If it was full of soul beasts, then the number would probably be in the tens of thousands. Listening to Xiao Bao's words, Lin Moyu asked, have you been in the pool before? Xiao Bao hummed, it had indeed been in, so it knew that there were countless soul beasts in the pool. However, Xiao Bao wasn't nervous now. It had experienced the same thing many times, and it had long been used to it. Instead, it comforted Lin Moyu, don't worry, they can't break through my defense. Indeed, the defensive net supported by Xiao Bao was as steady as Mount Tai. No matter how the waves impacted it, or how the soul beasts bumped and bit, it didn't shake at all. After a while, the pool gradually returned to calm, and those soul beasts also retreated back into the pool. Lin Moyu asked, Xiao Bao, do you know how to leave? Now that the crown had been found, the next step was to find a way to leave. This place was too strange, so strange that Lin Moyu simply couldn't understand it. These headache-inducing things should be left to those big shots to deal with. He only wanted to leave now and complete the task. Lin Moyu suppressed his curiosity for the first time, it was really because this place gave him a sense of unease. Xiao Bao shook his head, I don't know how to leave either, but Little Master seemed to have mentioned that the method of leaving was engraved on a large stone. Little Master also decided to go to the pool after reading the words engraved on the big stone. There are too many soul beasts in the pool, Little Master and the others couldn't stop them, so they could only retreat. Lin Moyu immediately asked, where is the big stone? Xiao Bao pointed around, they're everywhere. It turned out that the big stone Xiao Bao was referring to was the surrounding cliff. Words were engraved on the cliff, which was unexpected. Lin Moyu said, I'll go take a look. Xiao Bao nodded his head, you have to be careful, if the waves come again, hurry back. Lin Moyu smiled, it's okay, I have the ability to protect myself. Xiao Bao said, oh, that's right, you have it, it's much more powerful than me. With the Scourge Scepter, Lin Moyu wasn't afraid of any waves or the soul beasts inside. This artifact spirit was a little cute and a little kind. From the artifact spirit, one could imagine that its master should also be a good person. Lin Moyu's impression of the Jade family's ancestor had improved a lot without him realizing it. The soul gem continuously bloomed with yellow light, pushing away the mist and protecting Lin Moyu's soul as he came to the edge of the cliff. This place was like a valley, with cliffs in all directions. Lin Moyu searched little by little, and finally, behind a waterfall, he saw the words engraved on it. The moment he saw the words, Lin Moyu's eyes suddenly narrowed. It's primordial ancient text. The words engraved on it were actually primordial ancient text. Moreover, the words here were well preserved and had not been destroyed. It was rare to find undamaged text, and Lin Moyu's interest was immediately piqued. The waterfall fell with a crash, hitting Lin Moyu's body, but it was blocked by the light of the soul gem. Lin Moyu looked carefully, braving the waterfall. The various realms rebelled, and I was ordered to quell the rebellion in the Soul Spirit realm. The Soul Spirit realm was stubborn and sought its own death. I led the army to slaughter this realm, leaving no one alive. At the moment of destruction, the Soul Spirit realm offered sacrifices from the entire realm and summoned the Soul Spirit ancestral beast. I led the army to fight it and severely injured this beast. The Soul Spirit ancestral beast gathered the power of a realm. If the soul is not destroyed, this beast will not die. I abandoned my remaining body and killed my way into this beast's body, wanting to perish together with it. The text ended here, and Lin Moyu was shocked. He finally had a clue. In the distant past, the glory of that mysterious master also shone on a place called the Soul Spirit Realm. Later, during the Great Battlefield, the various realms rebelled. The Soul Spirit Realm also joined the ranks of the rebels. An army of that master came to quell the rebellion and swept the Soul Spirit Realm with absolute power, carrying out the act of slaughtering the realm. The Soul Spirit Realm offered sacrifices from the entire realm and summoned an extremely powerful existence, the Soul Spirit Ancestral Beast. The Soul Spirit Ancestral Beast fought fiercely with that army, but it was still no match. However, because of the Soul Spirit Ancestral Beast's special nature, it was difficult to kill. To kill it, its soul needed to be destroyed. That general then abandoned his physical body and killed his way in with his soul, wanting to completely eliminate the Soul Spirit Ancestral Beast. After thinking, Lin Mo Yu was suddenly shocked. Could it be that we are inside the soul spirit ancestral beast's body? Did the soul spirit ancestral beast really die? Lin Mo Yu's heart trembled violently. If his guess was true, things might get troublesome. A glance of his eyes caught sight of some words on a cliff not far away. He immediately flew over, hoping that the words there could clear up the doubts in his mind and find a way to leave. There were indeed words, and more than one place, all from the same person's handwriting. Lin Mo Yu searched again and again, reading all the words on the cliff, and finally knew the cause and effect, and also understood the way for him to leave. He was indeed inside the soul spirit ancestral beast, and the entrance to Area 1003 was the soul spirit ancestral beast's mouth. They were food delivered to its door. The soul spirit ancestral beast was a terrifying creature summoned by the entire soul spirit realm. It existed between reality and illusion, its physical body seemed to exist and not exist, and its soul was incomparably powerful. To kill it, one could only extinguish its soul. And its soul was hidden in an independent space within its body, which could not be killed from the outside, only from the inside. That general abandoned his physical body and killed his way into the soul spirit ancestral beast's body, into the independent space. It and the soul spirit ancestral beast were both seriously injured, and almost died together. After being severely injured, the soul spirit ancestral beast fell into endless slumber, but did not truly die. After being severely injured, the soul spirit ancestral beast hid in the deepest part of the independent space and never appeared again. At that time, the general was already seriously injured, and his soul was about to collapse, unable to escape. Before his death, he used his last bit of strength to leave behind a method to kill the soul spirit ancestral beast. Now Lin Mo Yu was in the independent space within the soul spirit ancestral beast's body. And the soul of the soul spirit ancestral beast after being severely injured was at the bottom of the pool. These were not the most crucial things. The most crucial thing was that if Lin Mo Yu wanted to leave, he had to enter the bottom of the pool and kill the soul spirit ancestral beast. Everyone or everything that entered the soul spirit ancestral beast's body could leave freely before entering the independent space. Once they passed through the wind tunnel and entered the independent space, they could no longer leave. That wind tunnel was actually the channel through which the soul spirit ancestral beast absorbed external energy. For countless years, it had been constantly absorbing external energy to maintain its life, hoping that one day, its injuries could recover and it could awaken again. Lin Mo Yu returned to the light sphere propped up by Xiao Bao, and Xiao Bao immediately asked, "How is it? Is there a way to leave?" Obviously, it was also tired of staying here and wanted to leave as soon as possible. Or rather, it missed its master. Lin Mo Yu nodded. "There is indeed a way to leave, but it's very difficult." He added in his heart, "No matter how difficult it is, I have to do it." He didn't want to be trapped here to death. Although the difficulty was high, he had to do it. Xiao Bao said, "Little master used to say it was very difficult too." The little master that Xiao Bao was talking about was one of the three souls in front of him. Lin Mo Yu didn't know the name of this little master, but it didn't matter. Lin Mo Yu asked, "Xiao Bao, why did you come here?" Xiao Bao was innocent and trusted Lin Mo Yu very much. Little master seemed to have seen ancient ruins somewhere, saying that there was a very powerful starry sky behemoth here. As long as you kill it, you can get its star core, and you will have a chance to step into the other shore. Little master has been stuck at the peak of God Venerable for a long time and has always wanted to enter the other shore, but has never succeeded. After hearing what Xiao Bao said, Lin Mo Yu understood. Being stuck at the peak of God Venerable for a long time, having a chance to step into the other shore, naturally he wouldn't let it go. For seekers, it can be exchanged with life. Xiao Bao's voice became low, "Ajfj, somewhat resentful. Little master is so pitiful, not only failed to step into the other shore, but also almost died here." Lin Mo Yu thought, "It's not almost, it's already dead." Unexpectedly, he would be trapped here forever and couldn't get out at all. When the time came, the soul would decay, and then it would be completely destroyed. Xiao Bao didn't seem to be worried about what would happen to itself at all, but instead worried about its little master. "What a loyal and righteous spirit." Lin Mo Yu said, "I'll try it. If I succeed, I'll take you out." Xiao Bao's phantom twisted violently, and his voice became excited, "Really?" Lin Mo Yu coaxed the child, "Really?" Xiao Bao whispered, "Then you have to be careful too. If there is danger, run back. Xiao Bao will protect you." Lin Mo Yu was amused by Xiao Bao and laughed heartily, "Okay." After saying that, Lin Mo Yu flew out of the light sphere and plunged into the pool. The soul gem on the calamity scepter suddenly lit up, emitting an unprecedentedly strong light. The strong light shrouded Lin Mo Yu in layers, firmly protecting him. The light spots before, and the clear water here, could all cause damage to the soul. The light spots could weaken the connection between the soul and the body, making the soul sluggish and losing its spirituality. The clear water here could corrode the soul and completely dissolve it. The soul beasts in the clear water would directly cause fatal damage to the soul. Here, if there was no protection from the soul gem, even if Lin Mo Yu was a soul in the other shore realm, it would be very troublesome. With intention, surviving the wind tunnel would not be a problem, and he could also withstand the erosion of the clear water. If he encountered too many soul beasts, he would also be besieged and killed. The 5th grade purple jade soul in the other shore realm was very strong, much stronger than the 4th grade soul of the god Venerable. It was an all-round transcendence, but it had not reached the point of defying the heavens. The soul spirit ancestral beast, gathering the power of a realm, was a true representative of a powerful soul. Even if it was severely injured and sleeping, it could not be compared to a 5th grade purple jade soul. Lin Mo Yu deeply felt that those strong men in ancient times were really terrifying. Lin Mo Yu continued to sink in the pool, heading to the location pointed out by the ancient general. Waves of fluctuations came from the pool, the water surged, and soul beasts pounced over. To them, Lin Mo Yu was an outsider, an invader, and must be eliminated. The powerful light sphere released by the soul gem blocked the soul beasts' attacks. The soul beasts crashed into the yellow light sphere. The light sphere remained motionless, but the soul beasts were knocked away. Some soul beasts opened their huge mouths and bit down, but their mouths burst open, and then their whole bodies exploded. The defense formed by the soul gem was much stronger than Xiao Beio's defense. It not only blocked the attacks, but also had a certain ability to reflect damage. Many soul beasts were injured. There were indeed many soul beasts, so many that they couldn't be counted. As far as the eye could see, there were only soul beasts. All kinds of soul beasts constantly attacked Lin Mo Yu. Unfortunately, no matter how fierce their attacks were, they could not stop Lin Mo Yu. Until Lin Mo Yu landed at the bottom of the pool, passed through a layer of object similar to a film, and the surroundings suddenly became quiet. Chapter 1471. Since there is a mountain, then climb to the top. The clear water that could corrode the soul was gone, and the soul beasts had also disappeared. Lin Mo Yu came to his destination, which was the final hiding place of the soul spirit ancestral beast. A huge soul beast was lying not far away. The soul beast was huge, with all kinds of plants growing on its body, including flowers, grass, and some big trees. Those flowers and plants that Lin Mo Yu had seen when he first came in could all be found on the soul beast. The soul beast's head was a bit like a lion, and a bit like a tiger. It seemed to be constantly changing, unable to tell a reason. Lin Mo Yu knew that this was the characteristic of the soul beast, and he couldn't see its true appearance at all. It was the soul spirit ancestral beast, the ancestor of the soul beasts. All the soul beasts in the pool were transformed by its thoughts. If this guy recovers, it will be a great disaster for the entire great world. Lin Mo Yu was not a saint, but if a guy like this recovered, the entire great world, including the human race, would suffer. Lin Mo didn't know if there was anyone in the great world who could stop it now. The best way was to let it die forever. The general had written very clearly about how to kill it. Lin Mo's gaze fell on its neck. A huge sword was stuck in the soul spirit beast ancestor's neck. This sword was also a soul magic weapon. Back then, that general used this sword to severely injure the soul spirit ancestral beast. What Lin Mo had to do was to pull out this sword and then give the soul spirit ancestral beast a blow to the head. Just one blow was enough. This sword had already severely damaged the soul spirit ancestral beast, and it was only a sliver away from killing it. The sword contained the general's will. It was the general's will that made the soul spirit ancestral beast's injuries difficult to recover. Just one more blow would be enough to kill the soul spirit ancestral beast. It was a pity that the general had paid the price of his life for this sword back then. In the end, the general was defeated. The soul spirit ancestral beast's body was between reality and illusion, and there was no real entity. As long as it was killed, its body would naturally collapse, and then he would be able to escape. Taking a deep breath, Lin Mo flew towards the soul spirit ancestral beast. The soul spirit ancestral beast, which had been silent all along, suddenly moved. The plants on its body grew crazily, and a large amount of pollen flew out from the flowers, drifting towards Lin Mo. The pollen floated to Lin Mo's side and exploded with a bang. The intense explosion brought a terrifying soul impact. A 4th-grade soul of the godly Venerable realm would be instantly killed by this impact. Even a 5th-grade purple jade soul wouldn't be able to last long. The defense formed by the soul gem blocked the explosion, and Lin Mo was not affected at all. The small grass on the back of the soul spirit ancestral beast grew crazily, instantly growing into vines, turning into a soul-striking whip and whipping over. The yellow light cluster showed a slight deformation, and that was all. Bearing the attack, Lin Mo approached quickly. Lin Mo knew that it had not awakened, but it felt the danger approaching and made a subconscious reaction. A powerful soul would have a subconscious reaction to danger. Even he had this ability, let alone the soul spirit ancestral beast whose soul was unknown how strong it was. The closer Lin Mo got to the soul spirit ancestral beast, the stronger the attacks he received. Each attack could easily kill the soul of a godly Venerable and severely damage the 5th-grade purple jade soul of the other shore realm. Lin Mo knew that if he only relied on his own soul ability, he could only withstand 10 attacks at most, and he would not be able to come to the soul spirit ancestral beast at all. But now he had the disaster staff and the soul gem. Under its protection, he withstood the attack and came to the soul spirit ancestral beast without any pressure. The aura of the soul spirit ancestral beast rushed towards him. Even in a severely injured and sleeping state, it was still terrifyingly strong. If it is in perfect condition, I am afraid that it would kill me with just one look. This existence that has surpassed the other shore realm is really too strong. It's a pity that even such a powerful existence is going to die. Lin Mo sighed in his heart. The path of cultivation seemed to have no end. When he saw a mountain, he found that there would be even higher ones. However, this also stimulated Lin Mo's competitive spirit. Since there were mountains, he would climb them. Sooner or later, he would climb to the highest mountain and stand on the real summit. Lin Mo stretched out his hand and grasped the sword. The sword contained the terrifying will of the ancient general. A killing intent was transmitted from the hilt, instantly sweeping through the soul. The killing intent grew rapidly in his heart. Lin Mo's eyes turned red, and there was only one word in his mind: kill. He transformed into a monster who only knew how to kill. The ancient general's killing intent was too strong, contaminating Lin Mo's own will. But in the next moment, Lin Mo's powerful will rose from the bottom of his heart. No, I can't do this. I am Lin Mo, I am not a puppet of killing, no one can control me, no one can. The soul shone brightly, emitting a purple light. The 5th-grade purple jade soul exploded with all its strength at this moment. This was Lin Mo's own power, his own will. He used his will to fight against the killing intent left in the sword by the ancient general. His eyes gradually regained clarity, and the killing intent returned to the sword. What a close call. Fortunately, my will has been tempered by the curse of the Turu realm and is strong enough. Fortunately, my soul has reached the 5th grade. If it was still the 4th-grade soul before, I am afraid that I would have died. Once again, he passed a crisis with extreme danger. On the road of cultivation, there are crises at every step. A little carelessness will lead to death. Holding the long sword, the soul exerted force and pulled out the long sword. The sleeping soul spirit ancestral beast let out a wail, and a large amount of soul blood spurted out from the wound. It seemed to foresee the arrival of death, but it was helpless. It was too badly injured in the ancient battle, and it was only a sliver away from death. The plants on its body attacked Lin Mo more and more crazily, which was the only resistance it could do. The sword on its neck made its injuries difficult to recover, even after sleeping for so many years. Lin Mo held the sword and flew to its head, and then stabbed down heavily with the sword. The sword seemed to be stabbed into an extremely tough piece of leather. Lin Mo saw the entire sword emit light, dazzlingly bright. The will of the ancient general flowed from the sword into the head of the soul spirit ancestral beast. Kill, 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 a roar, earth-shattering. The general's will exuded a crazy killing intent, which was a kind of terrible killing intent that Lin Mo had never seen before. Just a little bit of this killing intent could crush him to death. The entire space was shaking, rumbling. On the pool, countless waves soared into the sky. The waterfall that had been flowing for countless years went upstream at this moment, flying into the air. The soul spirit ancestral beast let out bursts of wails. At the last moment of its life, the soul spirit ancestral beast opened its eyes. It opened its eyes as if in a final burst of energy, and saw Lin Mo. Its eyes were full of ferocity and hatred, as if to see clearly who killed it. Lin Mo's heart skipped a beat, and he instinctively retreated and flew away. The soul spirit ancestral beast looked at Lin Mo for a few seconds. Finally, its eyes became dim and completely lost their brilliance. The body of the soul spirit ancestral beast began to blur, and countless light spots flew out from its body. At this moment, Lin Mo heard countless souls murmuring, and various voices rang in his ears. It seemed that countless people were expressing their gratitude to him. Lin Mo seemed to understand something. These voices of gratitude came from the ancient world, from the soul spirit realm. Perhaps in those years, their offering sacrifices by the entire realm was not the right thing to do. The soul of the soul spirit ancestral beast completely dissipated, and Lin Mo saw a crystal clear gem. Star core. A huge force came from nowhere. With the summoning of the flesh, the soul could not help but be sucked over. Chapter 1472. Going back will take 100,000 years. Without the power of the soul spirit ancestral beast, the soul instinctively returned to the flesh. On the return journey, Lin Mo grabbed the soul spirit ancestral beast's star core, taking it with him. Lin Mo was unable to determine the exact level of the soul spirit ancestral beast. However, what was certain was that it was definitely beyond the other shore realm. The value of the star core it left behind was immeasurable. His physical body, which had been dormant for so long, reopened its eyes, seeing the vast void and feeling the aura of the battlefield intertwined with the great world. Resurrecting familiar sensations gave Lin Mo a sense of being in another world. This time could be considered a narrow escape from death, extremely dangerous. If he didn't have the calamity scepter and the soul gem, he would have been trapped inside, unable to return. If it were any other godly venerable, unless they didn't enter the wind tunnel, there would still be hope of returning. But once they entered the wind tunnel, there would be no possibility of escape. His gaze fell not far away, where the light sphere propped up by Xiaobao, 120, still enveloped 3 unconscious souls. Their souls had long lost contact with their physical bodies, and the two had become independent entities. The physical bodies had already been digested and devoured by the soul spirit ancestral beast. The soul spirit ancestral beast existed between reality and illusion, capable of both devouring souls and digesting physical bodies. However, its devouring had a rule: it needed to devour the soul and the physical body separately. Only when the entrance soul and physical body completely lost contact, each becoming independent, could it devour them. Lin Mo sighed. No matter what, they were finally rescued. Coming to the edge of the light sphere, Xiaobao transmitted a joyful voice. We're back, you really succeeded. Lin Mo smiled. Yes, we're back. Xiaobao's joy grew stronger. That's great, we can finally see Master again, but it's a pity that little Master is unconscious. I don't know when he will wake up. Xiaobao's little Master had suffered soul damage and fallen into a coma. Lin Mo could see that the injuries of the 3 souls were not light. With the human race's soul treatment methods, the situation was not too optimistic. Lin Mo said, Xiaobao, remove the defense, I'll heal them. The guileless Xiaobao trusted Lin Mo completely at this moment and immediately removed its soul defense. Lin Mo waved out 3 clusters of pure white light filled with the power of life, landing on the 3 souls. The 3 souls, nourished by the power of life, began to recover from their injuries. As a soul magic treasure, Xiaobao could clearly sense the state of the souls and immediately exclaimed happily, wow, you can even heal souls. Lin Mo smiled slightly. All right, let's prepare to go back. Here, there was still a long distance of 60,000 light years to the No. 10-star fortress. Lin Mo was now facing a real problem. The waypoint he had marked might not be a location that the teleportation array could receive. The reception range of the teleportation array was only a mere 100 meters, which was too small in the vast void. Lin Mo brought Xiaobao and the others to the location he had marked and took out the teleportation crystal. I have to try, even if it's a dead horse treated as a living one. He crushed the teleportation crystal and then waited quietly. Xiaobao didn't quite understand. What are you doing? Lin Mo said, waiting to teleport. Oh, Xiaobao seemed to understand, and since Lin Mo said so, it believed it very much. The void was silent, and time passed by, second by second. After waiting for about half a minute, about 100 kilometers away from where Lin Mo was standing, a glimmer of light suddenly appeared, and space was distorted at the same time. Lin Mo was prepared and directly transformed into a stream of light and shot away. 100 kilometers, it didn't even take 0.01 seconds. He reacted quickly and was very fast. Unfortunately, the glimmer of teleportation was even faster, disappearing almost as soon as it appeared. By the time Lin Mo arrived, the teleportation was over. Lin Mo finally understood why Zhu Qiwu told him that the location must be accurate. It turned out that if the location was not accurate, he really couldn't go back. Xiaobao's hazy phantom looked at Lin Mo, looking puzzled. What's wrong? Lin Mo sighed. There's a problem with my positioning, I can't teleport back, we have to find a way to return on our own. Xiaobao asked, is it far? About 60,000 light years, it's quite far, I don't know how long it will take to fly. At his speed of 150,000 kilometers per second, it would take a full 120,000 years to fly 60,000 light years. Moreover, he couldn't encounter any accidents along the way, such as encountering some star beasts. Otherwise, this time would be prolonged. By then, I don't know how many sessions the 4-star region competition will have been held. Lin Mo felt a bit of a headache, and then thought of something, reaching out and taking out a jade token. Streamer return token. Consumable, once activated, it will teleport back to the nearest outpost at a speed of 100 light years per second. Effective distance, 10,000 light years. Restriction, cannot be used in locked space, cannot escape the enchantment, cannot 0A. He had once bought 2 streamer return tokens. The streamer return tokens would generate a connection with the major outposts, allowing people lost in the void to return quickly. Lin Mo had never used this thing after buying it, and he usually didn't need it. Now it could be used, but its effective distance was only 10,000 light years. Lin Mo had to walk the long distance of 50,000 light years on his own before he could use it to return. There was another way, which was to wait. Waiting for someone to teleport over and then take him back with them. After thinking about it, this method was more reliable. If Senior Zhu sees that I haven't returned, he might come looking for me. Instead of aimlessly rushing, I might as well wait. After thinking about it, he had an answer. Returning on his own was definitely unrealistic, so it was better to wait here. Seeing Lin Mo standing still, Xiaobao asked strangely, are we not going back? Lin Mo said, at my speed, it will take 100,000 years to fly back. Xiaobao said, oh, it takes so long, but why do we have to fly back? Lin Mo smiled as if coaxing a child, because I have no other way. Xiaobao has a way, huh? Lin Mo was stunned, Xiaobao had a way. Xiaobao paused for 2 seconds, then happily exclaimed, Master has already sensed me, Master said he will come over immediately. Jade family ancestor is coming. Lin Mo realized that he had missed this point. Xiaobao was a soul magic treasure, and there was a very strong connection between it and its master. The stronger the soul, the stronger the magic treasure, the stronger this connection. Reaching the other shore realm, perhaps the distance could really be ignored. Before, inside the soul spirit ancestral beast's body, the soul spirit ancestral beast was too strong, and this connection was naturally isolated. Thinking that he didn't need to travel through mountains and rivers, his mood also turned from gloomy to sunny, then I'll rely entirely on Xiaobao. Xiaobao guaranteed, Master has already set off and will be here soon. How soon was soon, Xiaobao didn't know. Lin Mo wasn't in a hurry, it was better than flying back on his own. Leaving the world of the soul spirit ancestral beast, time became clear again. After about half an hour, the space not far away was distorted, and then a flash of light lit up, and 2 figures appeared in the void. Zhu Qiwu had arrived, and with Zhu Qiwu was a middle-aged woman with a noble temperament and beautiful appearance. Chapter 1473 If I don't kill, I won't work, I have no choice. Master, Master, Xiaobao missed you so much. Xiaobao, filled with joy, pounced onto the middle-aged woman with a whoosh. The middle-aged woman took Xiaobao and stroked him with her jade-like hands, as if caressing her own child. A smile floated in her watery eyes, and her jade lips slightly parted to utter a gentle voice. Master also missed Xiaobao very much. Her voice was very pleasant, like a stream or like beautiful jade falling onto a plate, making one feel relaxed. Her aura was equally noble, the most magnificent one Lin Moyu had ever seen. Lin Moyu couldn't find a suitable word to describe this natural temperament, which ordinary people couldn't compare to. Xiaobao's master, who was also the old ancestor of the Yu family, was the one who gave him the task. He just didn't expect that this master would actually be a woman. Looking at Yu Zhu again, it seemed that women were in charge of the Yu family. Zhu Qiwu introduced, Madam Yu, this is Lin Moyu. Madam Yu looked over with a smile, indeed, he is a talented person, no wonder little Zhuer would recommend him so highly. Madam Yu's eyes were like flowing water, and Lin Moyu felt like he was being cleansed by holy water, as if he had no secrets from top to bottom. The little Zhuer she spoke of was naturally Yu Zhu. Lin Moyu immediately saluted, greetings, Madam Yu. Lin Moyu was very smart and didn't call her senior, but like Zhu Qiwu, called her Madam Yu. Not all female cultivators like to be called seniors, so learning from Zhu Qiwu would definitely not be wrong. Not facing a Beyond Realm expert for the first time, Lin Moyu wasn't flustered, but very natural, which made Madam Yu feel even more that Lin Moyu was good. Madam Yu gently beckoned and received the 3 sleeping souls in front of her. Lin Moyu's power of life was still treating the souls, and although the souls were still sleeping, their condition was obviously much better. With Madam Yu's realm, she could naturally see that the souls were safe and sound. As the old ancestor of the Yu family, the smile in Madam Yu's eyes was even more obvious. For a god venerable, as long as the soul is intact, reshaping the body is not difficult. She was even more satisfied with Lin Moyu. I have long heard that little friend Lin's laws can heal souls, seeing it today, it is even more miraculous than the rumors. Lin Moyu replied politely, Madam Yu is too kind, this junior is far from it. Lin Moyu was also telling the truth, facing a Beyond Realm expert, he was indeed far from it. Madam Yu smiled, no need to be so polite, your soul is already at the 5th grade, considered half a Beyond Realm, we can interact as equals. Lin Moyu was also not polite, generously accepting Madam Yu's words, they should be fine, they can recover after a period of recuperation. The 3 were all from the Yu family, and with the Yu family's strength, he didn't need to worry about the follow-up matters. Madam Yu took out a soul pearl and put the souls of the 3 into it, I will go back first to reshape their bodies. Fellow Taoist Zhu and little friend Lin, take care. Thank you, little friend Lin, the reward promised to little friend Lin will never be broken. After speaking, Madam Yu nodded slightly towards Zhu Qiwu, and then crushed the teleportation crystal. Zhu Qiwu bowed towards Madam Yu, farewell, Madam Yu. Lin Moyu also cupped his fist in salute. A dozen seconds later, the space in the area where Madam Yu was located was slightly distorted, and with a glimmer of light, Madam Yu had already left. After Madam Yu left, Zhu Qiwu breathed a long sigh of relief, phew, she's finally gone. Lin Moyu laughed, Senior, why are you a little nervous? Zhu Qiwu said unhappily, you know nothing, that is Madam Yu, a leader among the Beyond Realm. You kid is fearless because you are ignorant, I really don't know if you really don't understand or are just pretending to be calm. Lin Moyu said to himself in his heart, if you had seen the Soul Spirit Ancestral Beast, you wouldn't be nervous. The Soul Spirit Ancestral Beast was much stronger than the Beyond Realm. Lin Moyu had not only seen the Soul Spirit Ancestral Beast, but also killed it with his own hands. Now that he saw the existence of the Beyond Realm again, how could he be nervous? Moreover, Lin Moyu's own soul quality was already at the 5th grade, and if there were no accidents, reaching the Beyond Realm one day was a certainty. Everyone is in the Beyond Realm, and there is no reason to be nervous. Lin Moyu did not answer Zhu Qiwu's words, Senior, let's go back to. Zhu Qiwu shook his head, no hurry. Saying that, he flew to the entrance of the 1003 area, where the blue light had disappeared, but unusual traces were still left in the void. The Soul Spirit Ancestral Beast had existed for who knows how many years, and now that it suddenly died, its aura could not dissipate so quickly. Zhu Qiwu had also been here before, but had not really entered. The entrance is gone, Area 1003 has also disappeared. What exactly is inside? Zhu Qiwu muttered to himself, things like this were not uncommon in the battlefield. There are all kinds of strange areas in the battlefield, some places will change over time, disappear or be reborn, it is possible. He looked at it for a while, but could not get more information from it, turned to Lin Moyu and said, you were inside. As soon as the words came out, Lin Moyu had already thrown a jade tablet over, my experiences inside are all recorded here. Zhu Qiwu took the jade tablet, very satisfied, you've become smarter. Lin Moyu said shamelessly, isn't this learning from you? Zhu Qiwu's curiosity is no less than his own, especially for unknown areas like 1003. If he didn't tell Zhu Qiwu about his entry this time, he was afraid that Zhu Qiwu would peel his skin. So Lin Moyu had already engraved all his experiences into the jade tablet while Zhu Qiwu was checking. In addition to showing Zhu Qiwu, the jade tablet also had to be shown to those big shots in the beyond realm. No matter big or small, as long as it is about the ancient times, those big shots are eager to know, and can be exchanged for a lot of rewards. Zhu Qiwu checked the contents of the jade tablet, and after reading it all, the look in his eyes towards Lin Moyu became meaningful. It's actually inside the body of the soul spirit ancestral beast, those who enter are eaten, it's really terrible. You actually killed it. From the information Lin Moyu gave, Zhu Qiwu could guess how strong the soul spirit ancestral beast was. The soul spirit ancestral beast created by the power of a world is far stronger than the beyond realm. Lin Moyu actually killed such an existence. Lin Moyu said, originally it was almost dead, I just gave it the final blow, it can't be counted as me killing it. Zhu Qiwu did not think so, no matter what, the last blow was done by you. Lin Moyu sighed, looking like whatever you say is whatever. Zhu Qiwu explained, you don't understand the principles inside, it's about cause and effect. Lin Moyu showed a curious look, I'll understand if you tell me. Zhu Qiwu waved his hand, can't say, some things can't be explained, you have to understand it yourself. When you reach the peak of God Venerable, or the beyond realm in the future, you will understand. Anyway, the things inside are very troublesome, the soul spirit ancestral beast is the transformation of the power of a world, the cause and effect inside is too great to imagine. Although you only gave the final blow, not the leader, you also have to bear the other party's cause and effect. Whether it's good or bad, fortune or misfortune, it's hard to say. Listening to the meaning in Zhu Qiwu's words, Lin Moyu thought a lot in an instant. It seemed that this matter was far from as simple as he thought. But at that time, he had no choice, unless he never wanted to come out. Lin Moyu spread his hands, completely giving up, I had no choice. Zhu Qiwu sighed, the old man knows you had no choice, take one step at a time, I hope it's a blessing not a disaster. Fortune and misfortune depend on each other, this sentence has another meaning, disaster cannot be avoided. Chapter 1474 Go to the center of the battlefield to gain some experience. Buildings like palaces are arranged in a well-proportioned manner. The palaces are luxurious and exquisite, but also reveal a sense of vastness, exuding the aura after the baptism of time. Walking in the palace complex, people will unconsciously be solemn, and even the sound of speaking will be suppressed. Here, the people who come and go, the men are very handsome, and the women are extraordinarily beautiful. Especially their aura, exuded an unspeakable nobility. This was the ancestral home of the Yu family, and also the origin of the Yu family's bloodline. Madame Yu descended from the sky, ethereal and immortal. On the ground, many people looked up at the celestial like Madame Yu, until her figure disappeared in front of a palace. The eyes of these people were filled with envy. Envious of Madame Yu's realm, envious of Madame Yu's temperament, and also envious of Madame Yu's beauty. If only I could reach Madame Yu's realm in this lifetime. What are you thinking? That's the other shore, you should be content to reach the God Venerable realm in this life. That's right, I'm different, I only wish I could be as beautiful as Madame Yu. That's even more wishful thinking. The young people of the Yu family teased and joked with each other, the atmosphere was very harmonious. Madame Yu entered the palace and arrived at the deepest part of the palace. Here stood a huge circular pool, the pool rippled with waves, but it was not cool water, but water condensed from the laws of life. This water came from the river of life laws, and was constantly emitting immense vitality. Madame Yu put the 3 souls from the soul pearl into the pool for nurturing. Under the nourishment of the laws of life, the recovery speed of the souls would be greatly accelerated. However, now the souls were no longer in serious condition, as long as the consumption of these years was replenished, they could recover, and the foundation was not damaged. Seeing that the 3 souls had completely stabilized, Madame Yu's eyes also had less worry. She knew that the reason why the souls could be so stable was largely due to Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu's laws had a miraculous effect on healing souls, even better than the laws of life. Next, she had to find a way to reshape their physical bodies. Xiao Bao. Her fair jade palm flipped slightly, and Xiao Bao appeared in the palm of her hand. After returning, Xiao Bao's phantom was much clearer than before, looking like a 5 or 6-year-old girl, very cute. Xiao Bao's crisp voice rang out, Master, Xiao Bao is here, eh? Madame Yu held Xiao Bao in her palm. Xiao Bao, tell me in detail about your experience this time. Okay, Xiao Bao immediately turned on the know everything mode, and told everything that happened after she went in one by one. Madame Yu listened quietly, then murmured, the soul spirit realm, the soul spirit ancestral beast, the whole realm offering sacrifices. The ancient battle actually reached such a point. Only by killing the soul spirit ancestral beast can one leave that place, so it seems that the soul spirit ancestral beast was ultimately killed by Lin Moyu. It's a pity that Xiaobao couldn't go in and couldn't know how Lin Moyu did it. It seems that if I want to know more details, I still have to ask Lin Moyu. Then the magic weapon promised to him can't be too bad. Madame Yu's eyes were thoughtful, as if considering the gains and losses. At her level, calculating gains and losses had become an instinct. She deeply understood the principle that if you want to get something, you must pay the price. In the void, a small and exquisite warship was advancing by jumping. Each jump was tens of millions of kilometers, faster than the speed of light. Lin Moyu asked curiously, "Where are you taking me?" Zhu Qiwu said in a low voice, "Go to the center of the vermilion bird battlefield, let you see something, and increase your knowledge." Lin Moyu was slightly startled, the center of the vermilion bird battlefield. When he first stepped into the vermilion bird battlefield, after learning about the area division of the vermilion bird battlefield from the information, he had seen the description about the center of the vermilion bird battlefield. That was an extremely mysterious place. There were a large number of starry sky behemoths in the god Venerable realm, and even the god Venerable could not get close. Legend has it that in the center position, there was the most fundamental secret about the vermilion bird battlefield. Of course, that was just a legend in the information, or it could be said to be a gimmick, forcibly pulling up a bit of mystery. In the eyes of many people, this kind of information was just to be glanced at, and they would not care too much. After all, that place was too far away from them, a place that even the god Venerable could hardly touch. What did it have to do with them? Even now that he could fight against the god Venerable, he still had not thought about going to the very center. Lin Moyu couldn't help but ask, "What's in the very center?" Zhu Qiwu showed a slightly mysterious smile, "When you get there, you will naturally know. But what I can tell you is that below the other shore, no more than 3 people have been there." Lin Moyu thought for a while and understood the reason. "Is it very dangerous there?" Zhu Qiwu chuckled lightly, "It's not just as simple as dangerous. When you get there, you will naturally understand." "You really know how to keep people in suspense." Lin Moyu thought silently in his heart. I have to say, Zhu Qiwu's words were very effective and aroused his curiosity. Zhu Qiwu said, "You will soon be leaving the battlefield, and it's hard to say whether you will come back in the future. Before leaving the battlefield, you should always have a deeper understanding of the battlefield. Maybe it's useless, but it can always increase your knowledge." Lin Moyu felt strange. "Why do you say that?" Zhu Qiwu smiled, "You will soon have level 5 permissions, and then you will be able to see the real big world. With a broader vision, there will be more places to go, and it is likely that you will not come back." Zhu Qiwu was an experienced person. He had seen too many things in the past thousands of years, and he had many feelings in his heart. "I one half like a genius like you. I have seen many over the years, and they rarely come back once they leave the vermilion bird battlefield." Lin Moyu thought for a while, and it seemed that it was really the case. In the vermilion bird battlefield, there were indeed not many cultivators with level 5 permissions. The military people naturally could not be counted, and among the ordinary free cultivators, those with level 5 permissions had basically reached the level of high-level god kings. However, those high-level god kings, their strength could only be considered average, not belonging to the genius class. There were indeed many geniuses in the Land of Wonders, but their identities were special and could not be counted among them. According to Zhu Qiwu's statement, those geniuses who reached level 5 permissions would enter a wider world. The tasks in the vermilion bird battlefield seemed to be full of danger, and if you were not careful, you would lose your life. At the same time, you would encounter a large number of hostile races in the battlefield, and accidents would happen at any time. Almost every day, cultivators fell in the battlefield. This was also the information given in those materials when they first entered the battlefield. Later, every task he took was almost like this, accompanied by great danger. Li Hao, but now that I think about it carefully, it's not actually the case. In the task list, at least half of the tasks are very safe. If those people chose relatively safe tasks, they could gain points to improve their permissions, and they could also cultivate more safely. It's just that without experiencing life and death tests, there is not much benefit to their combat power in cultivation realm. This kind of person does not belong to the ranks of geniuses. When they are ordinary people, they are relatively mediocre, and they are still the same when they become cultivators. When Zhu Qiwu saw Lin Moyu's expression, he knew that he had already understood. You should also be able to understand the task system of the battlefield, which is not much different from the task system in the human race star field. They are all based on cultivating talents. Although the degree of danger has increased a bit, most of the tasks are actually very safe. The right to choose is also in your own hands. Whether you choose dangerous or simple tasks is up to you. However, similarly, tasks are also a constraint. After your permissions are improved, your realm will be improved and your vision will be broadened, and naturally you will not be able to look down on this kind of task full of constraints. Chapter 1475. Do you know how strong this thing is? Along the way, Zhu Qiwu was like an old man, saying many, many words, expressing many, many feelings in his heart. He had been sitting in the vermilion bird battlefield for thousands of years, seemingly motionless, not going anywhere, and even never communicating with people. But many things that happened in the vermilion bird battlefield were seen by him. Having lived for thousands of years, he had seen too many things and thought very thoroughly, but he never said it. Lin Moyu could understand Zhu Qiwu. Now that he had stepped into the other shore, he would soon leave the vermilion bird battlefield. He had something to say in his heart, and he also wanted to find someone to talk to. He was the best listener. Zhu Qiwu regarded himself as his junior, and also as a close friend of the same age. Fortunately, he was also a qualified listener, and was very willing to listen to the old man tell stories. From Zhu Qiwu's narration, Lin Moyu gained a better understanding of the entire human race's system. Whether it was the mission system within the human race starfield or the mission system on the battlefield, their purpose was to cultivate talent. The only difference was in the increased difficulty and danger levels. At the same time, missions of varying difficulty could also select truly talented individuals. True talents needed extraordinary combat power, unwavering will, and strong beliefs. Those who only accepted simple missions would never be worthy of becoming the backbone of the human race. After listening to Zhu Qiwu's words, Lin Moyu finally asked, according to your meaning, will the mission system change starting from level 5 per mission? Zhu Qiwu revealed a gratified smile. Lin Moyu being able to ask this question meant that he had understood all of his rambling just now. That's right, starting from level 5 per mission, the mission system will change. The level of danger will greatly increase, and the difficulty will also greatly increase. The mission scope will expand from one starfield to the entire great world. This change is significant, and you need to be mentally prepared. Lin Moyu fell into deep thought. It was normal for the mission system to change after level 5 per mission. After all, those who could reach level 5 per mission were almost all high-level god kings or even god sovereigns. It was also normal for the mission difficulty to increase. However, the scope suddenly changing from one starfield to the entire great world was indeed a huge change. From the scale of the great world, one starfield only touched upon a very insignificant place. Comparing the great world to the ocean, one starfield was just a small island within it. Now, suddenly having to leave the small island and face the entire ocean would indeed cause discomfort. Those who were not suitable for this would be eliminated. They would return to their starfield or return to the battlefield. In that case, the battlefield can actually be seen as a microcosm of the great world. When we enter the battlefield, we are actually experiencing some of the level 5 permission situations in advance. Lin Moyu stated his analysis. Zhu Qiwu revealed an approving look. Not bad, not bad. This is another function of the battlefield, to let you experience the dangers of level 5 permission missions in advance. Of course, this function will only be reflected in those high-risk missions. Immediately afterward, he changed the topic and quickly shifted the conversation. You will understand the specific information when you return to the starfield. The 4 starfield competition is a good opportunity. You can see geniuses from other starfields. Although I think those guys can't compare to you, they are still considered geniuses. Lin Moyu smiled slightly. I'll play with them. Zhu Qiwu knew Lin Moyu's strength. Don't be too serious, hold back appropriately when the time comes. There are others besides us watching the 4 starfield competition. Understood, I'll take it easy. The old and the young man simultaneously revealed smiles that were a little mischievous and ill-intentioned. The warship jumped continuously, traversing countless distances, and finally arrived at its destination. We're here, you'll have to fly on your own next. Zhu Qiwu said, chasing Lin Moyu out. Watching Zhu Qiwu put away the warship, Lin Moyu felt a surge of envy. Senior, can this warship of yours be exchanged for in the military supply warehouse? Zhu Qiwu glared at him. Don't even think about it. This is a privilege only battlefield garrison commanders have. I have to return it when I leave, for the next garrison commander to use. Do you know how strong this thing is? Lin Moyu shook his head. How could he know? Anyway, in his feeling, it was no worse than Fortress number 10. Zhu Qiwu chuckled. If it goes all out, it can compete with the other shore realm. Even if it's not as good as the other shore realm, it can hold on for a while and kill you like it's nothing. Lin Moyu revealed a look of surprise. It was actually so strong, far exceeding his imagination. Zhu Qiwu liked Lin Moyu's current expression very much. How is it? Are you scared? He was indeed a little surprised. The God of War fortress was already strong enough, but it was only comparable to the peak of the God Sovereign realm. Such a small warship, its size even less than 1% of the God of War fortress, was actually so strong. Lin Moyu really wanted to say, since it was so strong, why not build more of them? Wouldn't the human race be invincible long ago? With the power of the entire human race, even if it was difficult to manufacture, they could still make quite a few of them. Zhu Qiwu ruthlessly shattered Lin Moyu's thoughts. Don't think about those unrealistic things, this thing can't be made. According to our current refining techniques, the God of War fortress is already the pinnacle of work. My warship is a relic from the ancient times, and there are very few of them. Moreover, it has limitations. It can only exert its full combat power on the battlefield. Once it leaves the battlefield, it's about the same as the God of War fortress. You've seen Zhu Laosan's warship, right? It's a replica of this. On the battlefield, Zhu Laosan's warship is not as good as this, but when it leaves the battlefield, the two are not much different. After Zhu Qiwu's explanation, Lin Moyu finally understood. It wasn't that they didn't want to build them, it was that they really couldn't build them. They couldn't even make many replicas. Zhu Qiwu couldn't help but sigh. The ancient times were really too strong. Compared to them, we are really like the difference between a child and an adult. Lin Moyu's understanding of the ancient times was no less than Zhu Qiwu's, and he also felt that this was indeed the case. Just in the Turu realm, the number of other shore realm plants was very alarming, and the soul spirit realm could even summon soul spirit ancestral beasts, far exceeding the other shore realm. And that mysterious master, the ancient times were really too strong. Zhu Qiwu led the way in front, and Lin Moyu followed closely behind. At the very front of their vision, there was a red light spot, like a red star, constantly jumping like a flame. That was the center of the battlefield, the most mysterious place. The distance was still very far, but Lin Moyu could already feel the rolling heat coming towards him. With the faint light, Lin Moyu saw the starry sky behemoths. The starry sky behemoths exuded a majestic aura, all of them being existences in the God Sovereign realm. Lin Moyu's nerves instantly tensed, ready to fight at any time. At this time, Zhu Qiwu took out a piece of animal skin, and the animal skin was instantly activated, turning into a ball of light covering the two of them. The two's auras were concealed by the animal skin, and at the same time, they emitted an aura similar to that of the starry sky behemoths. At this moment, the two of them turned into starry sky behemoths. A starry sky behemoth discovered them, but only opened its big eyes and glanced at them before no longer paying attention. More and more starry sky behemoths came into view. These starry sky behemoths were not even of the same race, but they were able to coexist peacefully. Lin Moyu felt strange. What's going on? Zhu Qiwu once again started playing mysterious. You'll know soon enough. Lin Moyu was too lazy to ask any further. If you want to be mysterious, then be mysterious, I won't ask. Chapter 1476. Giving you face, just based on you. Indeed, Lin Moyu soon knew why. As they continued to approach, the temperature continued to rise. Lin Moyu suddenly realized that the increase in temperature was not on the physical body, but on the soul. It was as if there was a ball of fire constantly burning the soul. His soul world seemed to be gradually heating up, and the purple jade barrier of the soul world did not seem to be able to withstand this heat. The soul was a little uneasy, as if sitting on top of a flame. Zhu Qiwu's voice came, feeling it. Lin Moyu nodded. Those God Sovereign Realm starry sky behemoths, it's because it's too hot that they don't get close. The burning heat is beneficial to them, so they won't fight here either. It was like a water source in the forest, where all kinds of animals would often drink. But those beasts rarely hunted at the water source, because the water source was beneficial to them, and they would instinctively avoid damaging the water source. Of course, the starry sky behemoths had far more intelligence than ordinary animals. Their choice not to fight here would only be one of the reasons. Lin Moyu also thought of some other possibilities. His soul quality was relatively high, so he didn't feel the initial burning at first. And those God-sovereign realm starry sky behemoths had long felt the burning sensation. They determined their location based on the limit they could withstand. Zhu Qiwu said, "Your soul has reached the 5th rank, so you can get closer. If ordinary God-sovereigns get too close, their souls will be burned to death." Zhu Qiwu's words confirmed Lin Moyu's guess. 1. What good is absorbing heat? Besides my soul feeling scorched, I don't feel any benefits. But these star beasts are acting so abnormally, there must be a reason. Zhu Qiwu smiled but didn't answer. This guy is starting to play coy again. The two flew for a long distance. Thanks to the special ability of the beast hide, all the star beasts turned a blind eye to them. The closer they got to the fiery red star, the more intense the heat became. Lin Moyu's soul also felt some discomfort, but it was still within tolerable limits. The star beasts they encountered at this time had reached the peak of God Venerable, and were extremely powerful. The fiery red star gradually grew larger in sight, and Lin Moyu's expression became increasingly surprised. What he had seen before was not a red star at all, but a giant bird. This fiery red giant bird was curled up, its body shrouded in fiery red flames. The giant bird was unimaginably large. It curled up its body, its pair of fire wings also tightly folded, as if embracing something. Its body length exceeded 100,000 kilometers, comparable to some smaller stars. If it were to spread its wings, it could probably cover a star. But Lin Moyu noticed something was wrong. Even someone as composed as him couldn't help but exclaim, "That's its soul." A soul reaching 100,000 kilometers, what kind of concept is that? How could such a creature exist in the world? If the soul is so huge, then how big would the main body be? Generally, the larger the star beast, the stronger its power. Lin Moyu felt that the combat power of the giant bird in front of him was probably not much weaker than the soul spirit ancestral beast. Suddenly, he thought of a possibility. Is this the source bird? In his understanding, only the source bird could reach this level. Zhu Qiwu shook his head, denying Lin Moyu's guess. This is the vermilion bird. Vermilion bird. Lin Moyu realized he had misunderstood. This is the vermilion bird battlefield, and the giant bird in front of him should be the vermilion bird. The vermilion bird is a legendary star beast. Whether it truly exists is unknown. Many people believe that it is just a legend and does not exist at all. Lin Moyu suddenly realized a problem. In that case, do the black tortoise, azure dragon, and white tiger also exist? Zhu Qiwu smiled. Indeed, they are in the center of the 4 battlefields. The vermilion bird is a star beast. Its power is useless to us humans, but it is a great tonic for other star beasts. Lin Moyu finally understood. Legend has it that the vermilion bird existed in ancient times. Is its death also related to the Great War in ancient times? The vermilion bird in front of him is already dead. What exists is only an unconscious soul. But the soul has been able to exist from ancient times to the present, which is truly terrifying. Zhu Qiwu said, the higher-ups are also studying it, but they have never been able to figure it out. What exactly happened in ancient times that even existences like the vermilion bird fell? Lin Moyu thought to himself, what's so strange about the vermilion bird's fall? Didn't the soul spirit ancestral beast also fall? So much time has passed since the ancient times, how can it be so easy to figure it out? He looked at the vermilion bird, as if he had seen something. His pupils suddenly shrank. This is. Zhu Qiwu said, did you see it? Lin Moyu hummed. His gaze was fixed, carefully watching. In the abdomen of the vermilion bird, there was a huge egg. The egg was round and also emitted a fiery red light, intertwined with the flames of the vermilion bird, hidden in the flames. If you don't look carefully, it's easy to be overlooked. Lin Moyu felt the breath of life from the egg. This egg is alive. A0 seeking fresh flowers A. He summoned the skeleton god warrior, wanting to observe with the undead vision. But as soon as the skeleton god warrior appeared, its entire body was instantly burned to ashes. The vermilion bird's flames burned the soul of the skeleton god warrior, not even lasting 0.1 seconds. Here, let alone the skeleton god warrior, even the skeleton god general cannot survive. Zhu Qiwu said, you see correctly, this is the vermilion bird's egg. Legend has it that the vermilion bird has the ability to nirvana, it can be reborn in flames. But no one knows the specific method of this nirvana. This egg also came from ancient times. In the earliest records, there was no breath of life in the egg. It wasn't until 10,000 years ago that the breath of life suddenly came out of the egg. We once thought that the vermilion bird was about to be resurrected. Once it is resurrected, whether the vermilion bird battlefield can still exist will become a big problem. 0. As a result, 10,000 years have passed, and it and its egg have remained the same, without any movement. Lin Moyu looked at Zhu Qiwu, do you mean to let me take the egg? Zhu Qiwu rolled his eyes at him, are you giving yourself too much credit? With you, can you take the egg? To tell you the truth, even the other shore realm can't get close. The vermilion bird's flames are enough to burn the soul of another shore expert to death. Otherwise, do you think this egg would still be here safely after so many years? Thinking about it, that's the truth. Lin Moyu realized that he was a little overconfident. What realm is he in? How could he be asked to do everything? Zhu Qiwu continued, bringing you here is to let you know the deepest things in the 4 battlefields. I believe that you will step into the other shore in the future. At that time, you will touch on some things. Actually, you have already touched on them, so it's okay to let you know some things in advance. This bird egg, all races, many other shore experts are eyeing it. If you step into the other shore realm in the future, take the opportunity to get it. If you get the vermilion bird because of this, then you will be awesome. Looking at Zhu Qiwu's serious face, Lin Moyu smiled, you think too highly of me. Zhu Qiwu snorted, just encouraging you, giving you a goal. Lin Moyu laughed, okay, I accept this encouragement. Although he was very polite on the surface, Lin Moyu felt that he was not without a chance. If he could really get this bird egg and hatch the vermilion bird from it, then he would indeed be awesome. Using the vermilion bird as a mount is much cooler than any battleship. Chapter 1477 Miss Yuzu Who is Strange. There is less than a year left before the 4-star region competition. Each star system has already started the preliminaries. A large number of people return to their respective star systems, including contestants and spectators. The number of cultivators in the battlefield suddenly decreased by nearly 70%. Fortress number 1 also became empty. You don't have to queue up to go to the mission center or the trading center. Not only is the Vermilion Bird battlefield like this, but the other 3 battlefields are also like this. Countless cultivators who are wandering in the great world are also returning. Some people are seed players and do not need to participate in the preliminaries, but they also want to come back early to see how their opponents are doing. The 4-star region competition is not only a grand event for human cultivators, but also a grand event for every human member. At that time, the live broadcast of the competition will be broadcast in real time in various star systems and regions, so that ordinary people can see the heroic posture of the cultivators, which is also an encouragement to them. In addition to the human race, there are also many, 260, races staring at the 4-star region competition. They will watch this grand event through various methods. Enemy races will mark human geniuses from it and find opportunities to snipe them. Those races that have a good relationship with the human race will send representatives to watch the game. When Lin Moyu returned to Fortress number 1, the number of people in the teleportation array area was reduced by 70% or 80%, becoming empty. He can finally breathe a sigh of relief and no longer have to swagger around in the appearance of Kai Huo. The mission reward has not yet been issued. Lin Moyu is not in a hurry. Calculating the time, it will be recently. Moreover, Zhu Tian will also pick him up recently to return. He is finally going to say goodbye to the battlefield. Calculating the time, it has been almost 5 years since I came to the battlefield. For him, 5 years is not short. This trip to the Soul Spirit Ancestral Beast actually took more than half a year. In the body of the Soul Spirit Ancestral Beast, time is disordered and completely different from the outside world. At that time, Lin Moyu did not feel the passage of time. Only after coming out did he know that so long had passed. The root cause is that the power of the Soul Spirit Ancestral Beast is too strong, completely affecting the senses. 2. I have to say, it was truly an unexpected accident that I was able to kill the Soul Spirit Ancestral Beast. As for the karma that Zhu Qiwu mentioned, let's talk about that later. I had no choice at the time. Unconsciously, Lin Mo Yu arrived at the trading center. There were also fewer people in the trading center than before, and everyone was busy with their own transactions, with no one paying attention to the outside world. Lin Mo Yu was familiar with the place and went straight to the backyard. Most of the pavilions in the backyard were empty. His eyes searched and found Yu Zhu sitting upright in a pavilion, looking at him with a smile. The aroma of tea wafted from the cool tea, entering his nostrils and making him feel refreshed. He came to Yu Zhu, sat down in front of her, and took the teacup she handed him. "Were you waiting for me on purpose?" Yu Zhu smiled playfully. "Ancestor said that Captain's mission has been successfully completed and will be returning soon. So I'm here waiting." Lin Mo Yu smiled slightly. "The mission is indeed completed, but the rewards have not yet been given." Yu Zhu revealed her playfulness. "Don't worry, Ancestor also said that Captain's mission was completed so outstandingly that Ancestor wants to pick a better magic weapon for Captain. Maybe there will be some extra rewards." Lin Mo Yu hadn't thought about extra rewards, but it would be best if the magic weapon was better. Moreover, that important figure spoke for him, so you madam shouldn't be able to give him anything too bad. And he had recorded the information about the soul spirit ancestral beast in detail this time, so there would always be some benefits. Yu Zhu suddenly leaned closer and lowered her voice. "Captain, have you met Ancestor?" Lin Mo Yu hummed. "I did have a brief encounter with you madam." Yu Zhu's eyes lit up. "Captain, what do you think of Ancestor?" Lin Mo Yu frowned. "Why do you ask?" Yu Zhu was a member of the Yu family, so shouldn't she know better than him what Yu madam was like? Why would she ask him? Yu Zhu turned on the coquettish mode. "I just want to know." Lin Mo Yu thought for a moment. "Yu madam is very beautiful, elegant, and noble." Yu Zhu shook her head. "Not that. I want to ask, does Captain think Ancestor is easy to talk to and get along with?" Lin Mo Yu thought for a moment. "She seems easy to talk to, but we didn't say much." "What exactly do you want to ask?" Lin Mo Yu felt that Yu Zhu was a little strange today. Her questions were odd, and so were her expressions. Yu Zhu smiled playfully. "Nothing, just asking. When does Captain plan to go back?" She decisively changed the subject. With Lin Mo Yu's understanding of women, when a woman didn't want to talk, it was almost impossible to find out the reason. Lin Mo Yu was too lazy to bother, waiting for someone to pick me up. Yu Zhu said, "Oh, not feeling strange, with Captain's strength, you must be a seed player." Lin Mo Yu hummed. "I guess so." Yu Zhu said, "Then you don't need to participate in the preliminaries. Maybe you don't even need to participate in the first few rounds of the finals. Then we can see Captain's wonderful matches. I really feel sorry for those guys. They won't be able to win the championship this time." Yu Zhu's words all meant that Lin Mo Yu had already reserved the championship this time. Although Lin Mo Yu had confidence, he wasn't arrogant. Maybe some other geniuses have appeared in other star fields. Yu Zhu snorted. "They can't be better than Captain no matter how strong they are." Lin Mo Yu smiled dumbly. He didn't know where his little fan got her confidence. 2 days later, Lin Mo Yu suddenly received information from the Human Emperor Network. Complete special mission. Enter Area 1003 to find the lost magic weapon. Completion. Perfect. Reward. 150,000 mission points, 1 Divine Lord Realm magic weapon. Additional reward. Due to providing important information from the ancient period, an additional 50 million ordinary points and 2 contribution points are awarded. Lin Mo Yu looked at the reward information. 150,000 mission points were agreed upon when the mission was released, and there was also a Divine Lord Realm magic weapon, so there were no problems. After all, he had successfully completed the mission, not only retrieving the Yu family's soul magic weapon, but also saving the Yu family's 3 souls. These were all things he deserved. But the extra reward of 50 million ordinary points and 2 contribution points was a bit intriguing. The reason was because he provided important information from the ancient period. This information was naturally provided to Zhu Qiwu, who then passed it on to the higher-ups. In other words, these rewards were not provided by the Yu family, but by that mysterious person, or rather, the human race's higher-ups. I didn't expect the rewards to be issued together. It seems their manipulation of the Human Emperor Network is greater than I imagined. What kind of existence is the Human Emperor Network, and how is it established? Lin Mo Yu thought in his heart, feeling that the secrets contained in the human race's higher-ups were greater than he thought. Especially the attitude of those important figures towards information from the ancient period made him feel that there must be great secrets within. The rewards arrived quickly, and Lin Moyu once again received a reminder from the Human Emperor Network. Mission points meet the requirements for rights enhancement. Maximum authority has been increased to level 5. Please check the details yourself. Chapter 1478. You madam is too generous. Authority finally reached level 5. The difference between level 4 and level 5 was a completely different world. At level 4 authority, the range of activities was limited to the Vermilion Bird Starfield, except for the battlefield. Once the authority reached level 5, the range of activities was no longer restricted. In addition to Divine City, the human race's other 3 major star fields, as well as the entire Great World, could be freely moved around. Almost all of the human race's teleportation arrays would be open to him. In addition, level 5 authority had some changes. Lin Moyu was about to check when a long-lost voice suddenly sounded in his ear. Little Lin, come over. There were not many people in the Great World who would call him Little Lin. Zhu Qiwu was one, and the other was Zhu Tian. Lin Moyu looked up along the voice and saw Zhu Tian's mount. It was also a small and exquisite warship, with 8 or 9 points of similarity to Zhu Qiwu's warship. It was a replica of Zhu Qiwu's ancient warship. In the Great World, the combat power of the 2 warships was not much different. If it was on the battlefield, Zhu Qiwu's warship could suppress Zhu Tian's replica. The warship's door had already been opened, and Lin Moyu flew in, seeing Zhu Tian. The layout of the 2 warships was exactly the same, with no difference. Not only that, but Zhu Tian and Zhu Qiwu's temperament, dress, and clothing were very similar. Lin Moyu felt that the 2 should have some relationship, perhaps from the same family. Greetings, Domain Lord. Lin Moyu saluted Zhu Tian. Zhu Tian looked at this excellent junior with a satisfied smile. Not bad, you have grown a lot in a few years. Lin Moyu smiled slightly. Thanks to Senior Ju's help, this junior has benefited a lot. Zhu Tian laughed. You don't have to be so humble. You may not know, but Senior Brother has praised you to the skies. The outside world says you are the second god of war of the human race. I don't think there is anything wrong with that. So Zhu Qiwu was Zhu Tian's senior brother. They came from the same master, no wonder. Lin Moyu said modestly. Senior Zhu is exaggerating. This junior dare not compare to the god of war. It was natural to be modest when it was time to be modest. Lin Moyu was not a reckless youth who would get carried away after being praised a few times. Zhu Tian's smile had not faded since he saw Lin Moyu. You are about to leave. Is there anything else you want to do? Lin Moyu shook his head. It's all done. He had already told Yu Zhu that he would leave at any time, and there was nothing else to say. Zhu Tian nodded, manipulating the warship and slowly flying away along the waypoint. The 2 came to the teleportation array. The 2 left the warship, activated the teleportation array, and left the Vermilion Bird battlefield. When the teleportation array was activated, the battlefield token bloomed with a strong light, then quickly became dim, silently turning into dust. When leaving the battlefield, all the information in the battlefield token, including the battlefield token itself, would be erased by the Human Emperor Network. But this information would be remembered by the Human Emperor Network and would not disappear. Until Lin Moyu returned to the battlefield again, he would receive a brand new battlefield token, and the Human Emperor Network would fill in all the previous information. 3. During the teleportation, Lin Moyu clearly felt the battlefield atmosphere receding, replaced by the increasingly rich aura of the Great World. Eventually, the Great World's aura completely superseded that of the battlefield. He had thoroughly left the battlefield, truly returning to the Great World. The aura of the Human Emperor Network began to strengthen rapidly. Memories surged. He remembered when he first entered the battlefield, he was merely a true god. Unexpectedly, in just a few years, he had already become a god king. What others needed hundreds or thousands of years to achieve, he had accomplished in a few short years. It felt somewhat unreal, like a dream. Zhu Tian interrupted Lin Moyu's reverie. After the teleportation ended, he retrieved his warship. The warship set sail, instantly disappearing into the starry sky. Zhu Tian smiled. 5th level permission, huh? Let's see what's changed. Zhu Tian's personality differed slightly from Zhu Qiwu's. Both were amiable and treated him well. Zhu Qiwu might not speak for many years, saying very little. His clone was relatively more active, often joking with him, sometimes even being a bit silly. Although Zhu Tian was Zhu Qiwu's junior brother, he was actually more mature than Zhu Qiwu. Lin Moyu felt this was due to their different environments. Zhu Qiwu guarded the battlefield and didn't need much interaction with people, he just needed to take action when necessary. Zhu Tian was the domain lord of the Vermilion Bird Star region, constantly dealing with people and matters, naturally becoming more composed. But regardless of their personalities, both treated him well, and Lin Moyu could feel their sincerity. After returning to the Great World, the aura of the Human Emperor network had become very powerful, significantly different from that of Fortress No. 1. With a mere thought, Lin Moyu connected to the Human Emperor network, immediately checking his information. A. Lin Moyu, Glory 2nd Order Commandant, A. Age, 36 A. Level, 3rd Order God Kinga. A. Soul, Low Grade 5th Ranka. A. Potential Evaluation, Legendaria. A. Highest Permission, Level 5 A. A. Overall Strength, Minor God Sovereignia. A. Available Points, 1,101,850 A. A. Military Merits, 210,676 A. A. Contribution Points, 16 A. A. Military Supply Points, 3 A. A. Human Emperor Cultivation Field Time, 3500 days A. A. Mastered Law, Law of Immortality A. The information hadn't changed much, his age had increased by 1 year. His permission had increased from level 4 to level 5. To continue to level 6, the point requirement was an astonishing 10 million. He currently only had 1 million points, a world apart from level 6 permission. As far as he knew, even some god sovereigns might not be able to reach level 6 permission. It could be said that in the Vermilion Bird Star region, not many people could reach level 6 permission. His total points exceeded 700 million, allowing him to purchase many things, but his needs in this area weren't great. Subsequently, Lin Moyu examined some of the changes brought about by level 5 permission. First, the change in activity range. From level 5 onwards, except for God cities, he could freely travel anywhere in the Great World. Second, level 5 permission allowed access to more information, including data on the other 3 human star regions of 487. Third, with level 5 permission, he could directly accept tasks. Wherever the Human Emperor network existed, most tasks could be directly handed in. Only a few tasks required returning to the task center for processing. Fourth, there were many permission changes. Lin Moyu read them one by one, memorizing them. As for more detailed information, he didn't look at it. There was a lot of data, and it couldn't be read in a short time. When his consciousness returned, he saw Zhu Tian looking at him with a smile. In his palm lay a bow. The bow was small and exquisite, covered in mysterious runes, radiating a powerful aura. This was a God Sovereign Realm soul magic weapon, and not a low-grade one, at least mid-grade. Similarly, with God Sovereign Realm magic weapons, the value of mid-grade magic weapons was much higher than low-grade ones. Moreover, it was a soul magic weapon. The value of a mid-grade soul magic weapon was comparable to that of a high-grade ordinary magic weapon. Zhu Tian smiled, "This is what Madam Yu asked me to give you." The small bow flew from Zhu Tian's palm to Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu's expression couldn't help but become serious. Madam Yu actually gave such a good magic weapon. He had originally thought that having a mid-grade ordinary magic weapon would be good enough, and that the probability of that happening wasn't high. Even with that mysterious person speaking on his behalf, Madam Yu would most likely pick a good one from the low-grade magic weapons to give him. Unexpectedly, she actually gave him a mid-grade God Sovereign Realm soul magic weapon. Madam Yu was too generous. Chapter 1479, a strong expert in the other shore realm, Saint Sovereign. He cast detection art, landing it on the exquisite small bow. A soul shooting bow, mid-grade God Sovereign Realm soul magic weapon. It uses soul power to condense arrows. The stronger the user's soul, the greater the arrow's power. It can break through the soul defenses of those in the same realm. Looking at the bow's description, Lin Moyu was slightly startled. The power of this bow completely depended on the strength of the user's soul. If the user's soul reached the peak of the 4th rank, then the attack power unleashed by it would exceed the peak of the 4th rank, enough to break through the soul defenses of those who were also at the peak of the 4th rank. However, there was a prerequisite, which was that the opponent didn't have defensive soul magic weapons. But those whose souls could reach the peak of the 4th rank were all high-level God Sovereigns. How could they not have defensive soul magic weapons? Lin Moyu was also very clear that if he used the soul shooting bow to attack other cultivators in the other shore realm, it would definitely be useless. How could those in the other shore realm not have defensive soul magic weapons? They would at least have soul armor. Even someone like Zhu Tian, a peak god sovereign, would definitely have defensive magic weapons that he might not even be able to break through. But regardless, the value of the soul shooting bow was comparable to many high-grade god sovereign realm magic weapons. If calculated by points, it was worth hundreds of billions of points, or even priceless, something you couldn't buy even with money. Soul power flew out and landed on the soul shooting bow, imprinting his mark on it. Then, he stored it in his soul, entrusting it to his soul to slowly refine. Refining magic weapons took time, especially a mid-grade god sovereign realm soul magic weapon, which couldn't be completed in a short while. Lin Moyu wasn't worried. His soul was strong enough and wouldn't take too long. Lin Moyu couldn't help but sigh. Madame Yu is very generous. Zhu Tian's eyes held a smile. I heard from Madame Yu that Master spoke up for you. Zhu Tian and Zhu Qiwu were fellow disciples, and their master was naturally that mysterious person. After learning about their relationship, Lin Moyu had basically guessed the identity of the mysterious person. At that time, the mysterious person had indeed told Zhu Qiwu that as long as he completed the task, he would speak on his behalf. It seemed his identity was extraordinary, and his words were very effective in front of Madame Yu. Lin Moyu's tone was sincere. Thank you, Senior. Zhu Tian said with a smile. Master's name is Jun Hao, known as Saint Sovereign Hao. Saint Sovereign, is that a title for the other shore realm? Lin Moyu's heart stirred, and he blurted out the question. Zhu Tian shook his head. Other shore is a realm, Saint Sovereign is a title of respect. Not all in the other shore realm are qualified to be called Saint Sovereign. Actually, this shouldn't be told to you yet, but Master said there's no need to hide it from you. The human race has strict information stratification. What kind of information can be known at what level? Just like when one is a true god, it's difficult to know the information of the god sovereign realm. Of course, this stratification isn't absolute. Some families have long inheritances, like Yu Zhu, who can know some information about the other shore realm. Lin Moyu was well aware of this. Not only was the great world like this, but the small worlds were as well. If someone like him, coming from a small world, wanted to know deeper levels of information, he could only constantly improve his strength. To some extent, the human race's doing this is also a kind of motivation. 4. Want to know more? Then climb higher. The higher you climb, the more you'll know. Now that my soul has reached the 5th stage of the other shore, achieving the other shore realm in the future is a certainty. Even Madame Yu is willing to be on equal terms with me. So, it's not impossible for me to ask for some information. Lin Mo murmured to himself, the strong in the other shore realm can be called Saint Venerables. Lord Domain Master, is Madame Yu a Saint Venerable? Zhu Tian shook his head, not answering directly, but the action gave the answer. He is not yet at the other shore realm and cannot recklessly discuss the existence of those in the other shore realm. Lin Mo understood. In that case, Madame Yu's strength is actually not as good as House Saint Venerable. But Zhu Qiwu said that Madame Yu is already a leader in the other shore realm. From this, it can be inferred that House Saint Venerable's strength in the other shore realm may be at the peak. Strong, really strong. Lin Mo thought about his several encounters with House Saint Venerable. House Saint Venerable's casual words often revealed domineering aura. Even when talking about the ancient Buddhas of the Buddhist race, he vaguely showed some disdain. Strength is his confidence. When Kongwen Buddha was killed by him, the one who went to the Buddhist race to seek justice was likely him. Pressing the entire Buddhist race into silence, what kind of aura is that? Saint Venerable. The two words churned in Lin Mo's mind for a long time. Lin Mo believed that he would also reach this realm in the future. However, Saint Venerable is not the end. He will surpass Saint Venerable and become stronger. Become the kind of invincible powerhouse that Antares spoke of, an invincible powerhouse capable of defying fate. The warship continued to jump through space, heading towards its destination. Lin Mo and Zhu Tian chatted for a while, and Lin Mo began to check some new information. With level 5 permissions, he could view many more materials. Some materials were free, and some required payment. With Lin Mo's current wealth, the cost of viewing materials was nothing. 2 days later, the Human Emperor Network interrupted Lin Mo's thoughts. Congratulations on completing the Chain Quest 2. Completion. Perfect. Reward. 100,000 quest points, 10 million regular points. Congratulations on obtaining qualification to enter God City Beginner. The familiar voice rang in his ears, and Lin Mo suddenly raised his head, his gentle gaze instantly becoming sharp. The second chain quest was finally completed, and the completion was also perfect. Lin Mo didn't care about the rewards of quest points and regular points. The key was that he didn't need to do the third chain quest and directly obtained the qualification to enter God City. However, there was a beginner tag after this qualification. Lin Mo thought of what Zhu Qiwu had said. In God City, there were also different levels. The beginner qualification was a restriction. Since there was a beginner qualification, there must also be intermediate and advanced qualifications. Class divisions exist everywhere, and Lin Mo was not surprised by this, but accepted it gladly. Entering God City was not the end, but another beginning. Since that's the case, then start from the beginning and move towards the end. Zhu Tian was drinking tea. Seeing Lin Mo suddenly stunned, he asked with a smile. What's wrong? Lin Mo answered honestly, I completed very well the second chain quest and obtained the qualification to enter God City. Zhu Tian didn't seem surprised at all, looking as if it was to be expected. Your second chain quest completion was perfect, so naturally you would obtain the qualification to enter God City, and you reached the beginner level as soon as you entered. Lin Mo's mouth twitched. Isn't beginner the lowest level? Zhu Tian chuckled, of course not. Most people don't have a level when they obtain the God City qualification. They can only operate in the outer areas of God City and then find ways to improve their level. Level is your status in God City. The higher the level, the more rights you can enjoy and the more resources you can obtain. The total amount of resources is limited, and the best resources are always reserved for the strongest people. Zhu Tian told Lin Mo some more things about God City. Some things Lin Mo would naturally understand after entering God City, but Zhu Tian explained it now to let Lin Mo know in advance so that he would be prepared. Chapter 1480. Changing the World, Methods of the Other Shore. The chain quest is the task for entering God City. The entire chain quest has 4 parts. The purpose of the first chain quest is not to determine the qualification to enter God City, but to confirm the aptitude of the cultivator. Based on the evaluation of the task completion, the aptitude of the cultivator can be basically determined, and the difficulty of the second chain quest can also be determined. Only when the completion of the first chain quest reaches perfection will the second chain quest trigger the highest difficulty. If the second chain quest is still completed perfectly, then the cultivator will be directly given the qualification to enter God City, and at the same time be granted beginner permissions. If the first chain quest fails to reach perfection, it means that the aptitude is average, or the luck is average. In short, it cannot reach the perfect state. Naturally, the difficulty of the second chain quest cannot be very high, and it is impossible to directly obtain the qualification to enter God City. The cultivator still needs to complete the third chain quest. If he performs well in this task, he can also obtain the qualification to enter God City, but he will not have beginner permissions. Without even beginner permissions, his status in God City is the lowest, and he needs to climb up little by little. If the performance in the third chain quest is also average, then the Human Emperor Network will give a final chance, which is the fourth chain quest. If he performs well in this chain quest 540, he can also obtain the qualification to enter God City, but the number of people who can last until the fourth chain quest is not large. The 4 chain quests screen level by level, constantly eliminating unqualified people, and finally, there are very few people qualified to enter God City. Among them, people like Lin Mo are top geniuses and have long been identified as human fire seeds. People who complete the third chain quest and enter God City are defined as having good aptitude and can be tried to be cultivated. Maybe one day they will soar into the sky. As for those who complete the fourth chain quest before entering God City, it really is giving a last hope. In case the Human Emperor Network misjudged, in case it is a late bloomer, try not to miss any genius. The whole system seems simple, but it is actually very complex. Everything is managed and completed by the Human Emperor Network, and it also selects a large number of geniuses for the human race. Since the establishment of the Human Emperor Network, the human race has been thriving. As long as there is real talent, it will not be missed, and it also avoids many factors such as human preferences. After Zhu Tian's narration, coupled with his own thinking, Lin Mo finally understood. Through such a rigorous screening system, some situations in God City can be inferred. The levels in God City are clearly more strict than in the Great World. This is also unavoidable. The human race needs to select the best from the best, and select the most talented from countless cultivators. If you can cultivate another shore realm, it is better than thousands of god venerables. If a saint venerable appears, it is better than 10 ordinary other shores. The human race needs the strongest, not a large number of mediocre people. The same is true for any race, without exception. Those races that want everyone to be strong have long been eliminated in the long river of time. The great world is cruel. Once you make a mistake, there is only kicking you when you're down, and no one will offer help in times of need. Every decision of the human race's high-level officials often concerns the survival of hundreds of millions of ordinary people. Past mistakes must not be repeated. The warship flew farther and farther, and Lin Mo, who was immersed in the massive amount of information, was awakened again. He felt that the warship seemed to have reached a special area. The aura of the great world is getting stronger and stronger, and the aura of the law is extremely strong and obvious. It is easier to comprehend the law here than in other places. The soul of the other shore realm instinctively opened its eyes, and Lin Mo saw strands of laws, which were obviously much thicker than in other places. Even advanced life star systems would not have such obvious laws. This is a cultivation holy land. Lin Mo thought in his heart, looking towards Zhu Tian, Lord Domain Master, where are we? Zhu Tian did not hide it, but beckoned, put down the information and come over for a cup of tea. Lin Mo followed his instructions and took the initiative to make tea for Zhu Tian. Zhu Tian said, we have arrived at the edge of God City. The edge of God City? Lin Mo Yu looked out through the warship, and all around was a hazy gray, and nothing could be seen. Zhu Tian said, the preliminary rounds of the 4-star region competition have already begun. You see, BBAI players don't need to participate in the preliminaries, but you can't waste this time. We have found a place for you on the edge of God City to rest. You people can meet each other and get acquainted. Perhaps you will become comrades in arms in the future. Lin Mo Yu asked, will people from the other 3-star regions also come? Zhu Tian smiled slightly, they will come. In addition to people from the other 3-star regions, there are also cultivators from God City and cultivators from the Hall of War Gods. Cultivators from God City? Lin Mo Yu was a little puzzled. The 4-star region competition, isn't it a competition between cultivators from the 4-star regions of Vermilion Bird, White Tiger, Azure Dragon, and Black Tortoise? It's for the sake of entering God City. What are the people in God City doing here? They were originally from God City, the pride of heaven. There is no need to join in the fun. Zhu Tian laughed, there is also competition in God City, with high and low levels. If they can achieve good results in the 4-star region competition, it will be good for them. You don't have to worry about fairness. They won't take up the quota to enter God City. Just like you have already obtained the qualification to enter God City, so you will not take up the quota. It turns out that there are such regulations. Lin Mo Yu didn't know anything about it before. The 4-star region competition has a very large number of participants, thousands upon thousands. In the end, only 100 people can enter God City. Like Lin Mo Yu, who already has the qualification to enter God City, even if he gets first place, he will not take up other places. Instead, the 101st place contestant will be directly admitted to God City. The same is true for the people in the Hall of War Gods. They also do not occupy places. So although there are only 100 places, in previous years, each session could actually admit about 130 people. In such a large-scale competition, those who can reach the top 130 are excellent talents. Lin Mo Yu still doesn't know the specific rules of the 4-star region competition, but don't worry, he will know soon. Zhu Tian drank tea, looked outside the warship, and spit out 2 words softly, arrived. Along with the last jump, the warship stopped steadily. The mist disappeared, and a void appeared in front of him. Endless starlight shot from the distance. This is an extremely prosperous star field. The star field is located on the edge of God City and has no name. In the line of sight, there is an extremely huge continent. Not a planet, but a circular continent. The continent has a diameter of more than 1,000,000 kilometers, with mountains, flowing water, oceans, and grasslands. The scenery that should be on a planet can be seen here. Lin Mo Yu felt that this continent was like a planet, forcibly transformed into this shape. Destroying a star is not difficult, as long as it is a god king, it can be done. But to transform a continent, even to violate the established laws of the great world, is very difficult. This kind of great power is unimaginable. At least god sovereigns cannot do it. Zhu Tian said, this is the power of the other shore. Originally, this was a star, and it was turned into a continent by another shore expert.